This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown, Tiger Cats! Caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Good evening. Edmonton is the site. Tiger Cats coming off a victory and trying to make it 2 in a row for the first time this season. You look back to last season, Tiger Cats didn't win 2 in a row till they went on that run late in the season and won their last 4 regular season games, and that got them into the postseason. While this is an interesting game for the Tiger Cats, Luke, it is an important game, trying for their first road win against a team that has lost 19 in a row at home. It's a shocking statistic, and the Tiger Cats want to go into Edmonton, get a victory, and get out of town. They don't want to be part of the Elks snapping that streak. That's the danger in a game like this.
Yeah, it is in the back of your mind, but coming off a short week, it just when you're like this as a player, you're on the field and it just feels like you were just right there. The fourth quarter of that Ottawa game just ended, and you're back on the field ready to do your thing. And they've turned a few pages against Ottawa that they'd like to keep that momentum going. Specifically, the turnover ratio, the takeaways defensively for the Ticats. Boy, that was something that they really, really needed to change, and they did. They were able to take the ball away from Ottawa. You've got to make this Edmonton team give up the football as well. Offensively, the Ticats look better on second downs. You got to keep that going, but tonight you got to finish some drives in the end zone.
Yes. Tim White, I'm going to mention him earlier because he didn't have a catch for a long time in that game against Ottawa. We started talking about him. He made a catch, so let's talk about him now. That was a rare, quiet night for Tim White. Are you expecting more from him tonight?
Yeah, I expect to see him involved, and it's one part Tim and his activity and what he's able to do. It's of course Matt Schultz involved in that, but also it comes up to the booth to Tommy Condell, and a coach wants to get that guy, wants to get Tim White involved as well. It's on their minds to make sure, hey, this is our guy, and you don't want to go through this first quarter of this football game without giving him a catch.
So Matt Schultz back at quarterback for the Tiger Cats. Taylor Cornelius will be the quarterback for the Edmonton Elks. He is 0-13 as the starting quarterback for the Elks at home. I know a lot of Ticats fans are excited to see Tyreek McAllister. He burst onto the scene with that 64-yard touchdown. He's fast. He's going to return kicks. And would you be surprised if we saw him in a few offensive plays, too, again?
Well, you had one catch for a huge explosive touchdown last week. I think we are going to see him all over the field. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see him, getting some handoffs as well. If he's a guy you're going to mix into the run game. His speed was jumped off the field as he went around the left edge of that wide receiver screen last week. It was a really great play to watch at Tim Hortons Field. Interesting guy, interesting athlete that sort of gives you a lot of different options as an offensive coordinator and head coach.
Well, it's one of those game break type players. So Tyreek McAllister, we're excited to see him. Lawrence Woods, by the way, is healthy and will play that field side corner, so it will be good to see him out there. Malik Carney is starting to hunt down quarterbacks a little bit, leading the team with 3 sacks. The linebackers have been excellent. Jameer Thurman, he led the team in tackles for the second time in 4 games. Simone Lawrence was a game star and a nice pick. Chris Edwards has been all over the place. He had a first interception of the year for the Tiger Cats, but the biggest play was that game-saving tackle. That one came right down to the final play against Ottawa. And those 3 linebackers all had a massive impact. I expect to see those 3 guys in the middle of things again, and this Edmonton offense without Eugene Lewis. I think that's a big key because he has been such a problem for the Tiger Cats in his Montreal Alouettes career, so the fact that he's not playing in this game would have to be considered good news. But we will see Stephen Dunbar, and that'll be good to see Stephen in an Edmonton Elks uniform. He had a couple of great seasons with the Tiger Cats. Yeah,
he's back out there, and see what he can do to try to turn this Edmonton fate in a different direction and end the struggles that they've had But you're right, that linebacking core for the Ticats across the way, those guys will always be at the top of the tackle leaderboard, playing that position. But these guys especially kind of stood out to me in the game at home against Ottawa. Simone Lawrence, like you said, you saw Ted Laurent as well, one of the longest tenured Ticat, really, really making a difference in these games. And that defense, they kind of find themselves, unfortunately, at the bottom of a lot of these statistical categories across the league. But they weren't short on meaningful plays last week. And Richard Leonard specifically was all over the field. And they were able to take care of business when it counted. And you've got to continue that streak of taking that ball away from these opposing offenses.
Richard Leonard, he deserves so much credit. Rookies on the corners last week. Stavros Katsantonis has stepped in at safety for the injured Tunde Adeleke, but some inexperience there. And Richard Leonard just comes in, has a huge game, quarterback sack, interception, 5 tackles. He's all over the place. And you just are starting to expect a big game from Richard Leonard every game.
Yeah, and he was that way as a teammate of mine, where he's one of those guys who just can cover more field on a football play than you expect him to be able to. He's got a very wide radius of playmaking ability. He's right at the top of the list in tackles for the Hamilton defense as well. He is, from his halfback position, he's coming up and getting in the mix up front as much as he can. In the third phase of this game that we haven't touched on yet is the kicking game. Up and down, I would describe it as, throughout this first part of the season. There's been some explosive plays against in the return game. A few we've seen in the Ticats' favor. But as the game progresses in that back and forth of field position, I would love to see this Ticat special teams unit have a dominant performance.
Mark Leggio, perfect in field goals, 9 for 9. Hasn't hit a convert yet. One opportunity at a convert, and he missed that in the last game. So there's been some really good, but a convert you expect to be automatic, and it isn't always. And that point, I know a lot of Tiger Cats fans, as Ottawa was still within one score, That's point turned into a pretty big factor down the stretch. So when you get a chance, you got to take those points. And the Tiger Cats, you talked about it on the Coach O show with Luke Tasker, with Orlando Steinauer, that touchdowns instead of field goals are something that has to start happening for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, they are in the mid-30s of scoring percentage for touchdowns when they get into the score zone, and that's low. You want to be converting a lot more than that into touchdowns, and to frame it in, their opponents are in the mid-60s as a percentage of touchdowns scored when they get into the score zone. So twice as often is an opponent scoring a touchdown as is the Ticat offense, and that's a difficult scenario to play against. You've got to have a better conversion rate, and Leggio, as you said, that missed extra point, very, very close to being a very important point as it came down to inches on the last play for this Ticat defense.
Hey, make it interesting. We're about set to go at the Brick Field in Edmonton. Tiger Cats looking for their first road win. Elks have lost 19 in a row at home. Tiger Cats wearing the white tops with the black pants, and they will get the ball first. And kickoff that was maybe meant to avoid Tyreek McAllister. It was a short one, and it was over to the right side. And it looked like maybe Tyler Turnowski tried to get it. He bobbled it, and it's a turnover, and the Elks have recovered it. Opening kickoff, a short one. And it was Turnowski. Couldn't make the catch, and the Elks get the football. What a terrible start for the Tiger Cats.
Wow. And hard to see it live, and to see that it was Turnowski. I mean, that's a sure-handed guy. He's a natural football handler, and that's unfortunate to start that game off. Elks down on the Hamilton 39-yard line.
So this was supposed to be Tiger Cats getting the ball first. Instead, it's the Elks in a pretty good spot, and it is an early handoff for the Elks. They get the ball to Jeremy Dominique, and he'll run for pretty good run on first down. Got 8 or 9.
Yep. Well, you've got the Ticats back on their heels right now. They're a little bit starstruck here as to what just happened. They were supposed to be receiving this ball to start the game, and all of a sudden the defense is backed up 2 plays into the match. And nice run game by the Elks right to start there, and putting themselves in a nice short second down situation.
Elks have put up some pretty good numbers against opponents and have just kind of found a way to lose games lately. Taylor Cornelius, 6'5" quarterback in short yardage, is able to get low behind that offensive line, dive ahead, and it is a first down for the Elks. They're across the Hamilton 30-yard line.
Okay, you got to regroup here as a Ticat defense. 2 run plays and a first down. You're backed up. Your job right now is to stop the bleeding with a field goal here and to limit this loss to a 3-point loss.
Ball currently on the Hamilton 29-yard line. Taylor Cornelius, far hash mark. Handoff again, running up the middle. Casey Sales is able to make the tackle. Got a hold and just hung on and was able to bring back the running back, Kevin Brown. Gain of about 5 yards on that run for the Elks. So a 2nd and 5. Very early in this game, opening kickoff fumbled by the Tiger Cats, and the Elks get the football in Hamilton territory. They've already got a first down to move themselves to the Hamilton 24-yard line. This is a 2nd and 5. Cornelius in the shotgun, and he's going to run. He's off to his left. He's looking at that first down marker. He goes to it, and Jameer Thurman pushes him out of bounds, but Cornelius was there to get enough for the first down.
Well, the Ticats secondary did their job there. They were up tight. They got in all the receivers' faces across the board, some form of man coverage, and as Cornelius escapes to his left, just a little bit too much room to gain those 5 yards for the first.
He was just staring at that first down marker. You knew what he wanted to do, and we saw last week Dustin Crum, the rookie quarterback, have some success against the Tiger Cats running the football. Now the Elks have moved up to the Hamilton 17, play action. And the pass is incomplete. Pretty good coverage there by the Tiger Cats. Lawrence Woods was there.
Really nice. Ticats brought 5 in the rush. Cornelius sees the quick route to his right, and it's Lawrence Woods, right, like you said, just right there in perfect position behind the receiver on a slant route to get his hand in there with really great timing and not risking that classic pass interference that can happen in that position.
2nd and 10 for the Elks. On the Hamilton 17, Cornelius throws to his right, looking end zone, and it is just a little bit ahead of the intended receiver, Maurice French. So it is incomplete. And you said it, Luke, this Tiger Cats defense, if they weren't going to get a turnover, try and hold the Elks to a field goal attempt, and it looks like that's the scenario we have here.
Yep, on that 2nd and 10, the Ticats brought pressure again with 5. And Cornelius, he had the route. It was a really nice design. The leverage was right there to the low python, but the throw just a bit outside.
Dean Faithful, the kicker for the Elks. Rookie global kicker from England. And he'll be attempting a 23-yard field goal, and it is successful. So the Elks weren't supposed to get the football. The Tiger Cats fumbled the opening kickoff. The Elks got the ball in Hamilton territory, and they turned that into 3 points. It is an early 3-point lead for the Elks. 11:32 still to go in the opening quarter. We will see the Ticats offense when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats have dug themselves a hole early in this football game, and the Elks, on a Hamilton turnover on the opening kickoff, get a field goal. So, still early in this game, Matt Schultz in the Tiger Cats offense in the white tops, black pants, Elks in the green tops, gold pants. Play action for Schultz, and then he makes the short pass to James Butler, and it looked like he was down somehow. Wow. Didn't touch a knee down or an elbow down and kept going and squeezed out another 4 yards. Looks like about a 6-yard gain.
Wow, that was really an impressive run, because that should have, by all rights, been a tackle in the backfield, and the Ticats would have been in a 2nd and 11 right now, and instead, great second effort to break that tackle and get to a 2nd and 3.
James Butler used a lot more in the last game. Tiger Cats as a team had over 100 yards rushing. Their first victory of the season, now looking for their first road win. And this is an interesting play. Tyreek McAllister gets involved early on. They should be close to a first down, so Tim White came on the waggle, stopped, at the line of scrimmage. Matt Schultz moved away from the quarterback position. It was a direct snap to Tyreek McAllister, and he ran it straight ahead, and he'll be about a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, creative stuff in another way, like we were talking before the kickoff here, a different way to get the ball into a playmaker's hands, just being kind of creative. And that time, McAllister's too short. I do think the spot is a little bit conservative there, and they're going to bring the punt unit out. I thought he was a little closer to that first down marker.
Yes, and after a turnover on the kickoff and giving the Elks some points, it is about a yard on third down here, but not worth the risk with the ball on your own 49. Early in the football game, we'll see Bailey Flint. He just does get that punt away. And it's a high punt that goes out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And a flag flies by that official who's standing at the sideline.
Well, it looked like to me the ball bounced in the field of play, but we'll see what they call after this.
We will take a break. Tiger Cats trailing the Elks early in this football game, 3-0. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats on the road in Edmonton. It's been a good place for visitors of late. Last 19 visiting teams have walked into Edmonton and have left with a victory. Tiger Cats trying to make that 20, but they are trailing 3-0 with 9.5 to go in the opening quarter. Taylor Cornelius gets the snap, rolls right immediately. Tall, lanky quarterback at 6'5", completes the pass to Dylan Mitchell, and he's tackled by Lawrence Woods.
It looks good. Cornelius moving out of the pocket immediately, designed movement out to the right. And he's got a nice comeback route onto his right side, right on the Hamilton sidelines there. Great depth at the sticks. Lawrence Woods in coverage.
A first down on that play for the Elks. They move up to their own 39-yard line. Elks' second possession of this game after a Ticats turnover. Elks turn that into a field goal. Handoff goes to Brown, and he stuttered early, trying to wait for something to open up. And this Ticats defense over the past two games has been relentless, and Malik Carney aggressively brings Brown down, wasn't going to let him advance any further. And now the running back for the Elks looks like he's uncomfortable, but he did jump back up to his feet and looks like he'll continue on.
Well, here you go. The Hamilton defense has another opportunity here after making a good stop on that first down. Force the field goal on that last drive, and if you stop them here, you're going to get a punt. The chance for the offense to come back on. No more points let in.
Malik Carney really starting to establish himself as a star, leading the team in quarterback sacks. That time stopped the run. Got a bear hug on the running back. Cornelius, 2nd and 7 from his own 42, throwing deep, right sideline. Ball's up, and it's knocked away by Kenneth George Jr. It's incomplete, intended for Dylan Mitchell, and the Elks are going to have to punt.
That was just a great defensive play from the absolute very start. They showed cover zero, had everybody up on the right line of scrimmage, but then dropped three of them back out into the low coverage, and you could tell Cornelius, expecting that cover zero, had to sort of recalibrate and went deep to Kenneth George Jr., who was in perfect position.
He had a pretty good chance to pick that off, too. A lot of hand fighting between Mitchell and George. Ball goes incomplete. Tiger Cats will get this football back. Jake Julian, the punter for the Elks. High punt. Tyreek McAllister drifts back, gets it at his own 10, runs along the numbers on the far side, stumbles and gets across the 25. He'll be a little bit short of the 30-yard line.
Good speed, though. Good burst. That was a huge kick there by Jake Julian of Edmonton. McAllister gets it, and I like how he just goes straight up field there. The special teams play right now, RJ, you've got the fumble on the first play, a penalty on the first kick from the Ticats,
yes,
and now you've got a decent return. Let's try to flip that script as the Hamilton Ticats special teams continues.
7:23 to go, opening quarter, 3-0 Elks. Ticats offense coming on the field. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats will try to get rolling on their second possession of this football game. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Tiger Cats at 1-3, Elks at 0-5. Overall, going back to last season, Elks have lost 9 in a row. Matt Schultz 4 receivers to his right. Throws to his right over the middle. Oh, that was tight coverage. He tried to squeeze it into Terry Godwin, and it was close. It was a battle for that football. Marcus Lewis knocked it away, but Godwin slapped his hand on the turf like he looked like he felt he should have had it.
Yeah, he sure did. And Chris Van Zyl was in the game there, 6th lineman. You had Duke Williams add into the protection. It was a really deep forming route with a really, really packed out front, but unable to connect there. I think Keandre Smith was also down below early, and Matt Schultz really wanted that deep ball to start this drive.
5 receiver set for the Ticats. Richie Sindani flanks Schultz to his right. He'll block. Schultz looking deep down the far sideline, and Tim White couldn't catch up to it. It is incomplete, but he was behind the Elks secondary, and he was open. If he could have caught that ball, it would have been a home run. Instead, it's the Tiger Cats punting.
Man, and that was the definition of a deep throw. Matt Schultz loaded up his back foot and launched this thing. It looked like a punt in the air, and I really thought Tim White was going to run that down the left sidelines there and just a little bit out of reach.
2 possessions. We see the rookie punter of the Tiger Cats again. Bailey Flint, this time he's standing on his own 14. Gets a high punt. It's short though. Big bounce. Caught by C.J. Sims, and he's been dangerous this year. Nick Cross there. So is Carthel Flowers-Lloyd. Gets another tackle. That's his 10th special teams tackle of the season. He leads the CFL in that category.
Great effort there. On the ground, Carthel Flowers-Lloyd on the ground, rolls around, gets back to his feet, and finds the ball carrier again. Boy, you gotta hope Matt Schultz continues to have the opportunity to make throws like that, because they were both just so close, both that first and second down there downfield. But it is a game of inches. You got to make them count. But I think if you keep on giving these receivers those opportunities, I hope you're going to see some different outcomes here.
6 minutes ago, opening quarter, the Elks lead the Tiger Cats 3-0. Opening kickoff was fumbled by Ternowski, and the Elks turned that into points. Kevin Brown, the running back, gets a pitch from Cornelius. He's across the 50. He'll be very close to a first down.
Good run off the left edge right into the Edmonton bench there. Kenneth George Jr. in position to make the play, but a downhill running, that's hard to tackle like that with a big-bodied running back coming downhill, and it's a hard open field tackle, and Edmonton finds himself with a good second down chance here.
Jarrett Hewitt, big number 99, comes into the game for the Tiger Cats on that defensive line, the interior of it. He had a couple of tackles in his first game with the Tiger Cats. Last one against Ottawa. 2nd and 2 here for the Elks. From their own 52, Cornelius. This time he jumps up over the pile. And looking at where this ball is going to be spotted, I haven't seen an indication yet on if it is a first down or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tiger Cats, Kyle Lewis has the hand signal for 3rd down, and it is. So the Tiger Cats get a stop on 2nd and 2, but now probably about 3rd and inches now.
Edmonton offense staying on the field. They're going to see if they can make this work. Ticats have had a stop in the short yardage this year, and this would be a great chance to get another one.
Important play for the defense. Can they stop Cornelius? He didn't need much. Mo Diallo trying to put up a wall, but by the time Cornelius was there, I think he had enough, and they're indicating it is a first down, the officials are indicating, and the Elks will keep this drive going. Not by much, but they didn't need much.
One of the storylines continues to be the field goals by the Ticats. They've had a lead in every game that they've played in this year, a slim lead because of just the lack of touchdowns. They've gotten those field goals. Now they find themselves on the flip side of that. And if you can just claw back from this 3-point deficit and erase that early mistake of the opening kickoff.
5th game of the season for the Tiger Cats, only the 2nd time they haven't scored first. Taylor Cornelius, fresh set of downs, ball's right at midfield, right between the hash marks. Can't get any more in the middle than that. And another handoff to Kevin Brown. He'll get a couple of yards on that carry as he tried to go straight ahead with that inside run. Tiger Cats defense really tightened up last week against Ottawa. There were some abnormal statistics for this defense, including the run defense. Still some work to do in that category, but it was much better last week, and the Elks are trying to run the ball against the Tiger Cats. Nothing big yet. This is a 2nd and 7. Elks have just crossed midfield. They're in Hamilton territory on the Ticats 52. Cornelius under pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. It is Cornelius running and trying to dive. Jameer Thurman was on him. Thurman's been all over the place. Had 9 tackles last week. Leads the Tiger Cats in that category. There is a flag on this play. And as expected, it is a holding against the Elks.
Well, that'll come back, but man, Taylor Cornelius, when he gets around the edge of that defensive rush, he's got some speed. He's getting to that first down marker pretty effectively. We've seen that already 2 times in the first quarter. Now they've got a really difficult 2nd and 18, but man, you got to watch for a quarterback like that who can move once he gets to the outside.
Yeah, you're right, Luke. He is dangerous in that category, and that does push the Elks back to their own 48-yard line. Again, the defense chance here to get the ball back. Cornelius, short throw. It's complete to French, and he's making people miss, but not Stavros Katsantonis. He came in with authority, got his arms around him, and takes him down well short of the first down, and the Elks will have to punt.
There you go, Stavros Katsantonis taking over the free safety duties for Tunde Adeleke and playing well. Always up there making tackles, coming up into the mix. We'll see if that secondary can get a few more takeaways like they did a week earlier in Ottawa.
Tyreek McAllister, number 35 for the Tiger Cats, standing on his own 10. Jake Julian, the punter for the Elks, and the Elks have
trying a little trickiness out there, but Ticats caught him.
He was hovering near sideline in front of the Elks sideline. This is nowhere near McAllister. Ball bounces at about the 10 and then took a Ticats bounce as it went out of bounds. Got probably an extra 7 yards for the Tiger Cats as it rolled back toward the Elks. So it'll be tough starting field position for Matt Schultz and the Ticats from their own 17. When we come back, it's a 3-0 lead for the Elks. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Back in Edmonton, Tiger Cats have the football back, trying to get some points. Haven't scored yet, and we're late in the opening quarter, just over a minute to go. Handoff goes to James Butler and his second run of the game. And again, he's breaking tackles, staying on his feet, gets across the 20, and they will be about halfway to the first down.
Already seeing him lively running the football right now, and that's great to see. Against Ottawa a week ago, he was much more involved in that game plan than he had been leading up to that week 4 matchup, and now he's kind of on. You can tell he's running the ball with some extra energy and a second effort each time.
Tyreek McAllister in the football game, so is Butler. They all sprint out to become receivers. Schultz completes the pass to Terry Godwin. Question now is, did he have enough for the first down with that forward momentum? Boy, that's close.
Yeah, they're going to have a 3rd and 1 here, and I'll bet you they're going to run this punt team on because it's a bit. They're back in their own end. A couple just near misses in the pass game. That was a completion, but Terry Godwin just his heels a little bit shy of that first down marker. You've got those big plays a drive ago that were just missed in the throws, and it's just so close, but shy of those being first downs. Man, unproductive first quarter so far for Matt Schultz and his offense.
Elks looks like they've been going after Bailey Flint on those punts. We've seen a lot of Flint already. On all 3 possessions, he has been out there for the Tiger Cats. Luchez Purifoy on that return, not a lot there. There is a flag on the play. So we're through 1 quarter, and the Elks lead the Tiger Cats 3-0. We'll be back with the second quarter on the Ticats Audio Network. Second quarter about to begin in Edmonton at Brick Field. A quiet first quarter offensively. The Elks get 3 points, mainly because of the opening kickoff. It was a short kick. It went to Tyler Turnowski. He fumbled it. The Elks got the ball in Hamilton territory. They didn't move it very far, but they got close enough for a field goal, and that is it. Tiger Cats didn't even have a first down in that opening quarter, so that's 3 2-and-outs. They had 3 2-and-outs in the whole game against Ottawa, so a quiet start offensively for Hamilton, Luke.
Yeah, very quiet. I've liked James Butler's activity, but you got to get some rhythm in your passing game.
It's Edmonton with the football to begin the second quarter. Starting this drive on their own 26. Play action. Cornelius then rolls to his left, completes the pass along the far sideline. It's caught by Shannon Brooks.
Well, this drive started just before the change of quarter there. Bailey Flint had a great kick and did a lot to sort of take back some yardage, but boy, the Elks gained a lot of it back right there, and no first downs for the Ticats. That's the 5th first down of the game for the Elks there, who have been able to get a little rhythm and success offensively.
They have been successful. They're only points off a Ticats turnover. Handoff. Tackle made by Jagera Davis. It was Shannon Brooks again, rookie for the Elks. So it'll be 2nd and 6 for Edmonton from their own 53-yard line. Tiger Cats defense, another chance to get a stop. Low scoring game, Tiger Cats. Going into Edmonton, there was some question before this game about the forest fires and the air quality there, but it is okay to play the game. Incomplete. Ball bounced before it got to Dylan Mitchell. So both offenses have not done much, and Hamilton will get this football back.
Yep, Elks did a little bit to take back some field position there, and we'll see what this Ticat return unit they're putting. They got 2 guys back to make sure they can field this clean. These guys have got to catch this ball out of the air and eat up some yardage in this return.
Interesting, the respect Tyreek McAllister already has. Brought back that pass, 64 yards for a touchdown. Lawrence Woods is the blocker, and McAllister will get up close to the 25, and the Elks special team punt coverage gets down there pretty good, and the Ticats try to get something going here early in the second quarter. Haven't got a first down yet. We'll see if they can change that when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us. Ticats getting right down to business. Matt Schultz throws, and Terry Godwin makes the catch, and it is a first down. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down, their first of the game. Tiger Cats, they want to keep it rolling. No huddle, here they go after that first down, trying to keep a little momentum. Schultz fakes the handoff to Sindani, and that didn't fool anyone. Coney Ely comes flying through, and this will be a loss as Matt Schultz takes the sack. He faked the handoff to Richie Sindani and looked up, and Ely was in his face.
Wow. I mean, it is a good thing Schultz saw what was going on there, motioning in front of his face, and it was Tim White sneaking from right to left. Coney Ely was in the backfield as fast as the snap was.
So Tiger Cats get a first down, and then they get pushed back to their own 31-yard line. 2nd and 15. Matt Schultz has time, throws, completes the pass. It is caught by Godwin again, and he dives ahead. I think he's got enough for the first down, and it is, yes. First down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
That's a big-time play. That's the kind of plays that this receiving group needs to make more of. Terry Godwin, just a beautiful, deep curl route at the 6. That was a 2nd and 18, 2nd and 15. Yeah, that was a huge reception there to keep this drive going.
Up to their own 49-yard line now. Maybe some momentum for this Ticats offense. James Butler, play action, and again, Matt Schultz, after that play action, looks up, and there is an Elk right in his face. Niles Morgan. He's had a great season for the Elks. Their leading tackler sacks Matt Schultz. So here we go again. A 2nd and long for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, 6'2", 240. He almost is an Elk, actually, and that happened very quickly. Again, just like 2 plays ago, Matt Schultz. This is a very back and forth drive, and a 2nd and 15. It's hard. Can they do it twice in a row? That'd be something.
Why not? Why not? Didn't have a first down coming into this drive. They've strung a couple together. Another challenge here from their own 43. Schultz again with time, completes the pass to Keandre Smith, and he takes a look over, and he has got enough for the first down. They do it again. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Well, this is going to be exciting if it keeps going like this.
That's what they need. They need 15 yards to get that first down.
Unbelievable. Sack with a 2nd and 15 conversion, followed by a sack, 2nd and 15 conversion. That's some exciting football.
So let's see. We're on a sack.
I hope not.
Well, let's see. Matt Schultz, he's not going to risk it. He's keeping it all the way, and it won't be a sack. Schultz keeps the football, and he'll get close to 7 yards on that run straight ahead.
Yeah, a little quarterback draw there, and nicely done. Matt Schultz, he has a talent for that. I mean, it looked like that could have been, a 3-4 yard gain, and he squeezes 7 out of it. And now you get a reasonable 2nd down finally with this 2nd and 3.
Great play call by the Tiger Cats as this Elks defense was pinning their ears back, going after Schultz, and he just disappeared. 2nd and 4, they're calling it. Handoff goes to James Butler, and again, he should have been down, and all of a sudden he squirts out of the pile and dives ahead. He's got enough for a first down.
Maybe a holding
there
here,
was
though.
A flag. So offside, I believe, on Terry Godwin.
Another back and forth.
Yeah, so they got close to that first down marker. They're better when they're further away from it, it appears, at least on this drive.
That a great second effort by James Butler, unfortunately negated there by the an offside that really doesn't impact the play, unfortunately.
Yeah, 3rd time in this game we've seen James Butler. Should have been down, keeps going. 2nd and 9 from the Edmonton 49. Schultz with time, throws over the middle. It was intended for Richie Sindani. Broken up, though. It's incomplete. Darius Bratton dove and knocked it away from Sindani.
Man, disappointing. They were a couple great plays by the Elks defense that were overcome by spectacular throws and catches, but it's the self-inflicted wound of the penalty that kills the drive.
Offense showed some flashes. Sindani would have had that football if Bratton didn't dive in and get a hand on it. Bailey Flint, he's been busy trying to really pin the Elks deep. Sims gets it at his own 15, curls around, then heads back to his right. He'll get up close to his own 20-yard line. So the Tiger Cats defense, they'll come out and try to do their thing and keep it. A 3-point lead for the Elks. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats in Edmonton. It's a 3-0 lead for the Elks. It has been all defense, let's put it that way. So opening play, the kickoff fumbled by the Tiger Cats. The Elks got a field goal, and ever since, we've had punts. 7 straight possessions have ended in a punt. Tiger Cats would like to keep that going because their defense is on the field. Taylor Cornelius takes a step to his right, throws the pass, and it is incomplete. Stavros Katsantonis was right on Kieran Moore, and he couldn't make the grab.
Good play there by Katsantonis, up tight in coverage, and that ball gets dropped, and Katsantonis still makes him pay for it, doesn't he?
Yes, Kieran Moore doesn't miss those very often, but
No.
Katsantonis can hit. He's had a couple of big tackles in this game. That won't go down as a tackle on the incomplete, but it sends a message. Number 30's out there. 2nd and 10 for the Elks from their own 20. This would be a big stop for the Tiger Cats defense. Cornelius has time, throws, wide open receiver, and it's the former Ticat, Stephen Dunbar Jr. Keeps things going for the Elks on a big gain up near the 45.
Yeah, there you go. That 2nd and 10, and the Elks again are able to convert. They saw that a couple times early in this game. Stephen Dunbar Jr., he's wrapping that underneath coverage, that linebacker depth, but short of those safeties and halfbacks. And, I think you're going to see this Ticat defense have to tighten up a little bit and take out that intermediate gap.
21-yard gain to keep the drive going for the Elks. They're up to their own 41. Handoff goes to Brown, and Jonathan Kungbo there right away to limit the gain to a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, nicely done. And now you get another chance to correct that and stop this drive on what is a difficult second down for this offense.
7 minutes to go in the half. There's only been a field goal. In scoring, it was opening possession for the Elks off a Tiger Cats turnover. 3-0. Elks lead. 2nd and 9 here for Edmonton from their own 42. Taylor Cornelius, pressure's coming, pitches it to Moore, and he gets to that far side. Chris Edwards dives to make the tackle, but it is a first down for the Elks, and they're across midfield in Tiger Cats territory on the Hamilton 53.
Again, good coverage by that secondary. Taylor Cornelius, just enough time to see Kevin Brown slip out there. It's kind of like an underhand sort of toss pitch, and just as the play broke down, and enough space to make that first down for Brown.
Taylor Cornelius takes the handoff, takes a couple of steps to his right. Hard pass, it is caught. And Jameer Thurman, along with Richard Leonard and Stavros Katsantonis, all right there to try to limit the gain by French. But he's very close to a first down, and they're saying it is a first down. So the Elks, they had a 2nd and 10 from their own 20. All of a sudden, they're getting close to the Hamilton 40.
I kind of like the option passing combination they've got going on, meaning the receivers running sort of option routes at that 5 to 10 yard depth. We've seen a couple successful concepts with that from the Elks.
Edmonton on the Hamilton 43-yard line. Again, Cornelius rolls to his right, throws on the run. It's another completion, this time to Dylan Mitchell. And he goes out of bounds. Another first down for the Elks.
And there it is again. It's like, you know, got to say, this is a very Luke Tasker, Andy Fantuz combination that we're looking at here. You've got a 3-receiver set that's effectively just running different levels of 5 to 10 yard routes and crossing each other, and then either running in man or sitting in a gap of zone. And Taylor Cornelius is kind of making it look, I don't want to say easy, but he's kind of making it, he's just making a nice, easy read, finding the guy who's sitting still in an open space.
It is looking easy. 4 receivers to the left of Cornelius. Another play action. He runs to his left, stops there. Kungbo had hands on him. Cornelius spins away. Then he throws it, and it is incomplete, intended for French. And looked like it might have hit him in the shoulder pads as he was trying to dive ahead. Almost turned that into a touchdown, and Kungbo had a chance to bring Cornelius down in the backfield.
You know, I think as you think through this, the first quarter and half of the second, I think Taylor Cornelius is playing very well right now. He's calm. He breaks that tackle in the backfield, and this should be Elks' first down on the 2-yard line right now if that wasn't a drop. And he's had 2 drops on this drive alone. You know, they've got a nice little thing going on with this receiving core and quarterback combination.
Ticats defense would like to get a turnover here. 2nd and 10. Edmonton on their 26. They get to Cornelius. Ted Laurent, part of the group, and we got the sack dance going on with Malik Carney, Ted Laurent, Jameer Thurman. That'll push the Elks back a little bit for this field goal attempt.
Yeah, that's great. Ted Laurent, it's his 11th year in the league, and he's having a good year. He's involved in every single game as this season progresses, and we've seen him sacks, you know, big tackles in the backfield, fumble recoveries. And this is a big one to a huge loss of yardage for the Elks, who are driving down this field pretty well.
Ted Laurent's 3rd sack of the season, tied for the team lead. Big number 97, helping this defense come up with a huge stop. That'll bring on Dean Faithful, the kicker for the Elks. Kungbo injured on the play. He's back to his feet, and with his helmet in his right hand, getting off the field under his own power. Just let the rookie kicker, Dean Faithful, think about this one a little extra long. Elks taking their time. So this will be a 40-yard field goal attempt. Faithful, the only one to put up points so far tonight. That was a 24-yarder. This one longer, 40-yard attempt for Faithful. And the kick is up, and it is good. There is a flag. Looked like the Tiger Cats might have been the ones who moved early. We'll see what the call is, but it appears it's a field goal for the Elks and a 6-0 lead. Referee tonight is Ben Major. So they'll decline that penalty, not a surprise, take the 3 points, and they're up by 6.
Well, you've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half, and with the exception of a couple throws here and there, a couple runs by James Butler, just such a quiet evening for the Hamilton offense. We'll see if they can change that up with a couple minutes left.
Yes, 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the half. 6-0 Elks. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Nice to have you with us, especially if you're in the Eastern time zone. 10 o'clock Eastern time, Tiger Cats' latest game of the season. The offense has not woken up yet. It's 6-0 Elks. Let's see if they can do something late in the opening half. Matt Schultz has time, throws deep, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Duke Williams. A lot of green sweaters around him, but the ball goes incomplete.
You're so right. He was in a mix of a lot of Elks defenders. I like the move he did, and it actually looked like he had a good chance at it.
Oh boy,
just really tight. Yeah, couple defenders right in the mix there. You'd think that Duke Williams will come down with most of those.
Yeah.
But it was contested, I would be willing to say. Matt Schultz taking shots.
Yeah, and he's been very good on them. And they haven't been successful, so he hasn't been missing by much. Second and 10, he's going deep again. This time down the left sideline. Tim White wide open, the 25 to 15, and he's brought down. There is a flag. Huge play for the Tiger Cats.
Look at that.
First down presented by Active Green and Ross. Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Just not taking your foot off the gas, not being afraid to go back to Matt Schultz after we see a couple incompletions. And Matt Schultz, man, he's throwing it, man. Good for him.
Trying to get something going offensively. No scoring yet for the Tiger Cats, but now they're in a pretty good spot. Trying to answer that Edmonton field goal. Ball currently on the Edmonton 16-yard line. Or at least that's where the official's standing. He doesn't have a football yet.
Tim White caught that ball way ahead of all the defenders, had to slow down for it, and then, tried to make some moves, got extra yardage after the catch, but he found himself way beyond the secondary.
Tim White is coming off a quiet game against Ottawa. This is a big catch for him. We're at the 3-minute warning, 2:56 to go. Elks lead 6-0. We will be back with the conclusion of the opening half on the Ticats Audio Network. Big finish for the Tiger Cats in this opening half. They trail 6-0. The first 14 plays, the offense put up 71 yards. The last play to Tim White, they put up 54 yards. And after the penalty, the Tiger Cats will have this football on the Edmonton 8-yard line. Here's what we talked about, Luke.
Yep.
The field goals compared to the touchdowns. All of a sudden, they turn this into a touchdown. They lead the football game.
Totally lopsided half. The Elks putting up first downs, yardage, throws, catches, and the Ticats struggling, but here you have a chance to take the lead after all of that said with just capitalizing in this score zone.
Matt Schultz throwing deep, trying to make it work, and he did, to Tim White. So this sets the Tiger Cats up well. First and goal, handoff goes to James Butler. Here he goes again. He's going to get to the end zone. He dives. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. James Butler cannot be brought down. Once again, hit at the line of scrimmage, bounces off of it, keeps going, and gets his third touchdown of the season.
Yeah, they are stoked up, man, and rightly so. James Butler again. That could have been tackled for no gain right at the line of scrimmage, and he spins and jumps back and finds a different way to get there. Really impressive effort. Just he's coming alive as a Hamilton Tiger Cat.
He's a different man tonight. They just can't tackle him. That touchdown by James Butler is presented by Turkstra Lumber. And just like we talked about, Tiger Cats have tied the game. Now Mark Leggio comes on for the convert. First time we're seeing Leggio, and right down the middle after missing one. Last game against Ottawa, no problem here for Mark Leggio, and the Tiger Cats lead with 2:39 to go in the half after a very quiet offensive half for the Tiger Cats. They get a big play and they turn it into a touchdown.
Boy, and that is why explosive plays are so impactful on the flow of the game. And the Ticats came into this game through the season. They had 7 measured big plays, and that's offensive and special teams combined. 7 explosives, we call them. And there to Tim White, that was just huge. And it flips the whole field, steals so much yardage in one big bite. And then James Butler capitalizing, and those are 2 things back to back that the Ticats have not been able to do prior to this game.
They got it done there after not having a first down for a long time. They have a lead. Tiger Cats will kick the football off to the Elks. There's 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the half. Elks had a 6-0 lead. It's now 7-6 for the Tiger Cats. Tiger Cats trying to keep this losing streak the Elks have at home continuing. Currently at 19 straight games. Return along the near sideline by Gavin Cobb, the rookie who went to the University of Manitoba. And he'll be up near the 35. I think they will spot it at the 35-yard line.
You have good run down the field by the Ticat cover team. Fraser Sopik flying in with a missile-like tackle there, full speed, and a couple minutes left here. We'll see if Taylor Cornelius is going to put something together.
Couple of field goals for the Elks. 1-point lead for the Tiger Cats. This defense digging in. Handoff goes to Kevin Brown, and nothing there. Malik Carney, the first to get to him. Jagarrett Davis helps out, and maybe got a yard.
Great opportunity. Plenty of time left. If you can stop this drive and force a punt, you give Matt Schultz a chance to keep the momentum here. And man, it's so telling when you see it the other way. The Ticats have had these field goal leads, and now you see it with the Elks. Unfortunately for the Elks, giving up that lead that they fought so hard for.
Tiger Cats feel their pain. No sympathy tonight. Throw over the middle, and it is incomplete. Stephen Dunbar Jr. could not make the catch, and Richard Leonard was in coverage. Might have knocked that football away. It's incomplete, and the Elks, a quick 2 and out. Tiger Cats will have lots of time, over 2 minutes, when they get this football back.
Stephen Dunbar Jr. running a dig from the left side there, and Richard Leonard just really couldn't be positioned any better. He's right on the hip and suffocating Dunbar as he's trying to make that catch. Here you go, whistle blows here to stop this play dead, but we've got a... Now let's see here.
Well, we're into the final 3 minutes, but Chris Jones is challenging. Richard Leonard and Stephen Dunbar have gone head-to-head many times. Well, we're having a bit of audio issues with the referee Ben Major's microphone, but it is a challenge for the Elks, and they're thinking it's defensive pass interference. What do you think, Luke?
Well,
you don't want to say, do you?
well, you could get it. It feels like you're getting them on a technicality. If it is overturned and it is pass interference, there's slight contact. An arm sort of gets held back. Stephen Dunbar's right arm gets held back. Boy, you've also seen it so much worse when it's not a call too. So it's hard. I won't be surprised if this gets changed over to a pass interference. How about this? Let me say it this way. If I was Stephen Dunbar Jr., I'd be feeling like it was pass interference.
Yes. What if you were Richard Leonard?
Yeah, I'd be saying I was in perfect position. What do you mean pass interference?
It's one of those plays.
One of those plays.
You can only make one team happy. So are the Elks going to punt, or do they have enough for a first down?
Upon further review, the ruling on the field is overturned. There is indeed pass interference.
Indeed.
Hamilton number 23. It's going to be first down for Edmonton at the 50-yard line.
So it is a successful challenge for Chris Jones and the Elks. They got the ball at the Hamilton 50 now.
Yeah, wow. Their own 50 here.
The Edmonton 50.
Still a bit to drive, and you know, a field goal. We've been talking about these field goals compared to touchdowns, but a field goal is great for Edmonton here. They've got reasonably 15, 18 yards to get into that range.
So yes, Edmonton on their own 50-yard line. Fresh set of downs, 2 minutes to go, and here's a big gain. Kevin Brown has broken through the line of scrimmage across the 30 to 25 to 20. Lawrence Woods knocks him down. The ball pops loose, and it goes right to Dylan Mitchell. Picks up the fumble and walks into the end zone.
It seems like they're going to mark Brown down, and like the ground caused the fumble. He kind of got almost tripped. It looked like he was going to squeeze through that last tackle as well, but
it was like a body check from Lawrence Woods.
Yeah, massive chunk of yardage there, and it was indeed he was down on the ground. The ground forced that fumble, but man, what a run by these Elks, who blew way past the field goal line they were looking to get to there.
They hadn't done much in the running game, so it's a first down, first and goal from the Hamilton 10, and this defense pushes back the Elks. Brown this time loses yards, looks like about 5. So the Hamilton defense getting angry, getting ornery.
Yeah, that's a huge first down there, and you're forcing a great second down performance here by the Elks, if you can, to then get a chance to just hold this to 3 after what was just an amazing explosive run.
That was Jared Hewitt slowing Brown down, and then Simone Lawrence, who was traded from the Elks many years ago, 12 years ago, made the tackle. Second and goal, and it is intercepted. Javian Elliott intercepts the football. It was tipped, it was knocked in the air, and Javian Elliott comes up with the interception. The Tiger Cats needed the turnover. They got it. Elliott's first is a Hamilton Tiger Cat, and that will maintain their lead with 1:03 to go. Elks were in scoring position, at worst a field goal, but the turnover by the defense will stop that.
Right off of Stephen Dunbar Jr., of all people's hands, the sure-handed and former Ticat Dunbar Jr., and what a timely big play by this defense, who's sort of learning, as it turns out, to take the ball away.
Javian Elliott, I know on Tiger Cats game day on the Ticats Audio Network, Courtney Stephen and Mike Daly were talking about Javian Elliott. They thought he might have a big game.
Well, that's a big play, and what a time to do it. It just negates that explosive run that is such a momentum stealer, but there's nothing that can take the momentum back in a game like a turnover, and that's just huge. Stealing points directly off of the scoreboard.
Yes. Elks were looking at a lead going into the half, but it's still that slim 1-point lead for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, nice. You talk about, everyone talks about and tracks the points off of a turnover, like, you know, the points that a team gains once they've stolen the ball away, but these are points, you know, stolen away in a turnover, and you know, the lack of Edmonton getting a touchdown or field goal here just absolutely huge. And if you're the Ticat offense, your goal is to keep the ball for the remainder of this half.
Let's see what they can do. Ball handed off to James Butler. He's going to keep it and do a lot more. He's across the 30 to 35, up to the 40. Huge run for James Butler. His longest as a Hamilton Tiger Cat. And now the Tiger Cats, after that first down presented by Active Green and Ross, the Tiger Cats keep it rolling and a whole lot more. They might be thinking more points instead of just hanging on to that football.
How about that? It's like the exact same length of the field was stolen by an explosive run going one direction for the Elks, and then James Butler takes it right back almost up to the Ticat 50. What a run.
55 seconds to go. Matt Schultz hands it off to James Butler. Why not? He has a touchdown, and he's been breaking tackles. This time not quite as explosive. Elks had him corralled, but he still managed to get about 3 yards on the run.
Just incredible. I mean, you know, and the only 10 seconds eaten up here. This is a big second down again to try to keep this going, but James Butler is turning into the weapon of this Ticat offense in this game here.
They need him. That's what he was signed to do. 37 yards from their own 9. That was how long that run was by James Butler to get them away from the shadows of their goalposts. 30 seconds to go, opening half. Tiger Cats lead by a point. It's a 2nd and 8. Felix Gautier gets his first catch, and he's not going to get a favorable spot. He needed to get to the Edmonton 54, and what is he, an inch or 2 short? Where are they going to put this marker?
Yeah, much less than a yard at least.
Got to go for it.
Oh, got to.
So you can't get the 3rd down marker and the 1st down marker much closer together. Schultz was able to go ahead. He's got enough for the 1st down, but there is a flag at that far sideline. 18 seconds on the clock.
Okay, we'll see what this call ends up being. You're right. It's 18 seconds. You're very, very close to field goal range here to steal 3 more away, when in reality it was looking not long ago like that was going to be flipped the other direction, right?
Make it a 6-point swing at least.
Exactly.
So Tiger Cats have at least 1 more play depending on this penalty.
There's a lot of discussion off of a simple short yardage play. The Ticats earned the yardage. They got the 1st down, but there's tons of talking here as to what the issue is.
There are 2 penalties on the last play. The defensive line lined up offside. We also have a spear by Edmonton, number 45. We'll go up 20 yards from the previous line of scrimmage. It's going to be 1st down for Hamilton.
So we're talking points now. If the Tiger Cats can keep possession, they're down to the Edmonton 35-yard line.
Wow.
Terrible time for a penalty for the Elks, especially one this significant. That marches the Tiger Cats way down. Keep in mind, Luke, at the start of this drive, Hamilton was on their 9, and logically, you said the idea with a minute to go is to just keep the football for the rest of the half.
Mark Leggio feels much better right now.
He does. Matt Schultz hands off to James Butler again, makes an elk miss. Now he cuts into the middle. He is going to dive ahead, very close to the 20-yard line. James Butler, another 1st down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Man, it's just an awesome performance. And for our listeners who can't see the game, every run is creative with him. You know, if he's got to stop and change direction, he does it. If he's got to burst and get there quick, he does it. It's a really spectacular running back performance.
He's close to 100 yards, has a touchdown, and Luke, he could be in negative yardage. He's been hit behind or at the line of scrimmage almost every single time and has turned those into big gains. This is a 29-yard field goal attempt for Mark Leggio. It's good, just inside the left upright. He's 10 for 10 as a Tiger Cat. And that's the final play of the opening half, and it's more points for the Tiger Cats. They trailed this game 6-0, and they've scored 10 straight to take a 10-6 halftime lead. It was so quiet offensively early on, but this team really came alive, the Tiger Cats did, Luke, late in the opening half.
They did, and you kind of see some classic signs of a team that's struggling to win from the Elks. Penalties at a really costly time, damaging penalties, unable to capitalize on long drives into touchdowns. The Elks have settled for field goals and, of course, turnovers. But you got to give credit, too, to this Ticat defense, who is opportunistic. They took that ball away in just in perfect fashion. And the biggest storyline changing as the Ticats, as an 0-3 team, now coming off a win and having the lead here tonight, they've got a run game that is, like, pretty impressive, we gotta say. They didn't just, it's not just a little bit productive, it's big, and James Butler, unbelievable job.
Major factor in that opening half. It is 10-6 for the Tiger Cats. They lead at halftime for the first time this season. Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz, is next on the Ticats Audio Network.
You're listening to Tiger Cats at the Half.
30 minutes of football complete in the books at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. Hamilton Tiger Cats leading the Edmonton Elks 10-6 on what I would call a very strange, unusual, dare I say, weird first half of football. Folks, this is Tiger Cats at the Half, presented by my insurance broker. I'm Bubba O'Neill, along with Andy Fansus. Where do we go from here? We talked about this in the pregame show, that the Tiger Cats at times were showing some signs of being somewhat conservative. Well, we saw conservative, and then we saw wild.
Yeah, we saw a lackluster 27 minutes, and then a very, very exciting last 3 minutes. It started with that long pass, the 54-yarder to Tim White right before the 3-minute warning, followed by just one of the best 8-yard touchdown runs you'll see in this game. James Butler has been breaking tackles nearly on every time he touches the ball. And then Edmonton marches the ball all the way downfield, looking into position to score. Big turnover off the hands of Stephen Dunbar Jr. to Javion Elliott for the interception. And then a little bit puzzling to me. I mean, the Ticats get the ball in their own half, and you think, okay, it's important to at least control the lead and run the clock out with a 7-6 lead. But they get the massive run by James Butler into midfield. They go out of bounds, and then there's no urgency. I didn't understand it. They ran the ball with James Butler and one more time, and then 25 seconds went off the clock before the next pass to Felix Gauthier. Quite frankly, they got bailed out by that spearing penalty to get themselves in field goal range. And even at that point, we still thought we could see a shot to the end zone, which we didn't see. So strange half, weird half, like you said, but certainly some exciting running by James Butler and a great final 3 minutes for the Ticats in general.
Let's run this one from the top here. On the opening kickoff of the game, the Elks chose and opted for a short kickoff, which stunned everyone, including Tyler Tarnowski, who is generally, folks, we've seen this guy practice. He is as sure-handed as they come, and it slips through his hands. Jordan Reeves with the recovery at the Hamilton 39. They settle for a 24-yard faithful field goal. In fact, running through that first quarter, Tiger Cats with no first downs, Edmonton with 4. Second quarter, Teddy Laurent. Edmonton driving the ball. Teddy Laurent comes up with a big sack, stops them faithful with a 40-yard field goal to make it 6-0. And then we talk about these explosive plays. That's been a term that we've heard a lot. Tim White, 54-yard reception prior to a deep shot to Duke Williams. It just goes through his hands. Then they go right back down the sideline. He comes in with the big reception, a roughing the passer call on top of that. Then it's the James Butler show with that incredible 8-yard play. And folks, wait till you see this one on TV. It doesn't get any better than that. Nice 3-play drive. Then the Elks come right back down. Kevin Brown with a clear-out run, 50 yards down the middle of the field. And then Javion Elliott comes up with his first interception down at the Hamilton 9. And then we go from there, as he talked about what happened at the last couple minutes of the half. So just an outstanding second quarter. The first quarter, a real snoozer, to be quite honest. But I feel like the Tiger Cats offense maybe have found some things, maybe.
Well, they certainly found a guy they can rely on in James Butler. And we discussed him in the pregame show. He does lead the CFL in missed tackles, and it was on full display tonight. It's so far in that first half. It's been incredible. There were some positives with the Ticat offense. You know, when you get those 3rd and 1s in that first quarter, you think that you want to create that team identity, that those should be automatic first downs, but they were on the long side of a 3rd and 1, maybe a 3rd and 1.5. So you can understand the conservative approach in the first half, and not a lot going on. In the second half, we did see a couple clutch 2nd and long conversions. So that was a positive sign. A Terry Godwin deep curl, followed in the next 2 plays by Keandre Smith. Nice catch over the middle. And there were a few deep slightly missed opportunities for the Cats. But, geez, like, it's just been a James Butler show, and they need to keep feeding this guy because he is on a mission tonight.
Yeah, and I guess getting creative with him also catching the ball out of the backfield, which he hasn't done, I think, at this point yet, will also be a part of what they want to do. Yeah, I think ball control is obviously, and maybe I've used the word conservative, but certainly ball control. You're on the road. You're certainly trying to give the Elks as least opportunities as possible to have the ball, and I guess that's what you're going to see out of this Tommy Condell offense probably with the rest of the way.
Yeah, you could see they wanted to finish the half with the ball, but once they got that big run by James Butler, we talk about points off turnovers and how things just seem to happen in a unproportionate way off a turnover. And when you get the ball to midfield and you got a chance to go up 14-6, when for the most of the first half you could have thought it would be a 20-point detriment or 20-point swing. Yeah, you think you could be losing, but you're able to hold the Elks to field goals and then get that big touchdown late, and you could have poured on another one. But regardless, Cats got to be feeling good about themselves right now. 10-6 at the half after that early turnover and the slow first quarter.
Well, you talked about the James Butler running, and I know Coach John Sullivan has talked about this. I think you got to give a little credit to that O-line as well, too. Even though Schultz has been sacked twice, and there were some big hits, I'll say that honestly. But in terms of that run blocking, those horses up front are doing the job.
Well, the one thing they're not doing is giving up on him. And even if some defender is getting their hands on James Butler, they're looking at the next level, and they're continuing to block, and you can see that paying off. When James does break a tackle, you can still see blocks being made where at times you could think the play was over and sort of start getting back to the huddle. So that's been great to see, and you saw that on the touchdown, on the 8-yard touchdown. You saw guys getting pushed into the end zone, even though it was a 5-second play because of all the broken tackles. So the offensive line definitely needs some credit, and you got to continue to let those guys work and come off the ball downfield and not be on their heels in pass protection. Let them be aggressive and initiate the contact, and that'll set up some play action opportunities, I'm sure.
Other side of the ball, it does appear that front four are getting pressure on Cornelius, and they haven't really hit the deep shots. So credit the guys in the secondary, and again, Elliott with his first interception there late in the second quarter. What I have seen, or at least what I've noticed, is Cornelius is doing a lot of dinking and dunking to try and put together some confidence on their side of the ball. And I guess the Ticats, they just have to keep attacking.
Yeah, they do. They've had a chance to get their hands on Cornelius and bring him down, but he's been pretty slippery so far this game. I thought he had quite a nice first half, to be honest. He had a drop pass right on the goal line by French, another drop by Dunbar on the 9-yard line that led to that interception. So he's been pretty methodical and poised in the pocket, and he's been able to escape some potential sacks. So he's been playing well. But the Ticats have definitely done a good job of not letting him sneak through that line of scrimmage and get himself running in open field to pick up the first downs. Kevin Browns and Kyron Moore have been able to get on the outside and get a couple nice first downs in the flats and through the middle. But other than that, those have been the most explosive plays so far.
I think I hate to come down to this. This could be one of those ones where special teams is going to play a major, major factor. Leggio again hitting two of his opportunities. Faithful also hitting one of his as well, two of his. This could be one of those situations where it could come down to a kick. These guys got to be ready.
Yeah, they certainly do, and it already has been a factor with the turnover. There's been a couple penalties on special teams already. We mentioned that in the pregame, kick out of bounds. So the Ticats have adjusted and sent 2 returners on the punt return team now so that they can field the ball in the air and get some positive yardage. And I think that's a good plan so that they're not hurting themselves any more than they need to on the special teams unit.
Final back to the offense one more time. What's your game plan for the second half there, Andy?
You gotta feed James White you gotta feed James Butler, and play off that. So run the ball, run pass option, play action, and get the ball in some of these receivers' hands quickly and allow them to see what they can do in the open field. And I know those shots are going to come downfield. That one big one to Tim White certainly was a mental mistake by the defensive half, kind of not staying over top. He thought he had help from his corner, but his corner had to take the sail route into the intermediate zone. So, just kind of build off what they did in the last 4 minutes of that first half.
Well, folks, 30 minutes of football still yet to come. The Tiger Cats looking to stack together a second consecutive victory, first victory on the road, and deliver the Elks that 0-20 record at home dating back to 2019 and 0-6 this season. Folks, 10-6 is the score. Hamilton in control, but still a long way to go. This has been Tiger Cats at the Half, presented by My Insurance Broker. We will be back at the conclusion of this one to break it all down as we get ready for the second half. Let's send things up to RJ Broadhead and Luke Tasker. And folks, you are listening live on the Ticats Audio Network.
Perfect timing. Kickoff. Elks get it. Cobb is running the whole width of the field, and Tyreek McAllister, the returner for the Tiger Cats, makes that tackle, forces Cobb out of bounds, and he will be short of the 40. Looks like they're going to spot it at about the 38-yard line. He ran a long way to get to the 38, but most of it was the width of the field.
Yeah, right into the Hamilton bench. Mark Washington gets an assist, the defensive coordinator on that tackle. Stops him short of the 40.
He probably wants to throw a few hits once in a while. Looks like he still could. Early second half, the Tiger Cats, quiet start to the football game. They were down 6-0. Great finish to that opening half. 10-6, Tiger Cats lead. Pass, Cornelius complete to Stephen Dunbar Jr. Jameer Thurman in on the tackle with Richard Leonard, and Thurman, he was trying to strip that football. Dunbar hung on and gets a first down. The Elks move to midfield.
Again, same with that passing attack that we saw a little bit in the first half. Cornelius finds, this time Stephen Dunbar Jr. kind of posted up at that 7 yards, and he's able to really quickly turn vertical and get a good gain there for the Elks right to the center line.
This happened a few times in the opening half where the Elks got right to midfield, maybe on the Ticats side, and they were stopped or turned the ball over. This is a big play for the Elks, though. A completed pass to Kyron Moore. Spins away the 10, the 5, and he broke some tackles. He's in the end zone. The Elks waste no time. It took them a minute and 10 seconds in this second half to get their first touchdown of the game. That one's 54 yards.
Wow.
And the Elks lead. 12-10 with a convert coming up.
Huge play there. Following immediately after what was a really great gain passing to Stephen Dunbar. I mean, in both of those passes that we just saw, take big chunks out, including the touchdown, you see Ticat defenders just barely missing the pass breakup. Just barely missing, what would have been, an incomplete pass, and that turns out to be an explosive play, and then followed by a touchdown.
Lead for the Tiger Cats, short-lived. The convert is good. So the Elks started the second half a minute and a half ago, down by 4. Now they lead by 3. It's 13-10. So they were ready to go, got off to a good start, and now we'll see what the Tiger Cats can do if they can answer. The offense looked pretty good late in that opening half for the Ticats.
They did, and just, the defense off to a tough start there. The Elks, boy, they went into halftime, and then they came out fired up. They are hot and ready to end this losing streak at home, and that's a great way to do it by starting off your third quarter like that. But you said it, Matt Schultz, his receivers, especially in the running game as well, James Butler, they ended that first half really strong, and why not go out there and continue more of that and go make your plays? There's a lot of time left, and the lead is just one score away.
This is a low-scoring game, but it is close. Tiger Cats, Coach O said it on the Coach O show with Luke Tasker, and of course, the man sitting beside me now, the Luke Tasker, but he said we're just not a football team that's going to blow people out right now. So we're into another close one. Tyreek McAllister takes the kickoff at his own 20s, across the 40s, across the 50s, at the midfield, into Edmonton territory. Finally forced out of bounds. And Tyreek McAllister, another great return in just his second game with the Tiger Cats. He's made an impression.
Man, he is. And the greatest returners have the best timing for those big plays. They know when their team needs it. And look at this. They follow up that huge drive for a touchdown by the Elks with a great return into Elks territory, giving Matt Schultz a short field to drive down.
Tyreek McAllister, 45 yards on that return. So the Tiger Cats in a good spot to maybe get the lead back. James Butler gets the football straight up the middle, and he's across the 35-yard line. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. James Butler can't be stopped, Luke.
Man, and we're getting a back-and-forth football game. This is exciting stuff. There's been both these teams really struggling with explosive plays, but not right now.
Butler up over 70 yards now, getting close to 100 yards rushing. Play action to him. Now Schultz on the move, under pressure, throws the football, and the closest receiver was Keandre Smith, but Schultz knew he was in trouble and decided to get rid of it.
Yeah, out of the pocket, he knew he was out of time, and he was way, way deep in his own backfield. A horrible place to get taken down for a sack, and good job throwing that away, but now you're faced with this difficult 2nd and 10.
From the Elks 34-yard line. Some big second down conversions by the Tiger Cats later on in that opening half. They went a long time, a few possessions, before they got a first down. They didn't get a first down until their 4th possession in that opening half. Elks lead by 3. 2nd and 10, Schultz throwing deep, right sideline, and Tim White can't make the catch. Bratton there again, puts his hands behind his back, shakes his head at Tim White, and a flag flies.
Yeah, he was he was really leaning.
Interference, Edmonton number 8. The ball will be placed at the spot of the penalty. Automatic first down for Hamilton.
Mark McLaurin is the culprit on the pass interference that the Elks took, and that'll help the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, leaning into that celebration for the breakup, but unfortunately tagged for the defensive pass interference. Big gain there, handed to the Ticats.
So now Tiger Cats are inside the Elks 20. Ball's on the 18-yard line. Tiger Cats started this second half with the lead. They didn't get the lead until late in the opening half. Elks first drive, no problem. They went in, got a touchdown there, first of the game. Tiger Cats trying to answer. James Butler with a handoff. Every time he's had it, he's been dynamic. He's inside the 5, and the Elks just bring him down on the 2, maybe the 3-yard line.
Man, it just makes it so much easier as an offense when you have an answer in the run game, and now you got a first down here, right nestled up to the goal line, and you know, your passing attack just doesn't have to carry the weight of the whole game on their shoulders with a guy like James Butler.
Ball on the Edmonton 2. James Butler gets it. Oh, he's going to have a loss this time. He tried to cut, couldn't do it, and the Elks were prepared. They'll push the Tiger Cats back a little bit. Looks like about a yard. Ball's on the 4.
Boy,
so
tough. You don't want to slow the train down right now. This 2nd and 4 is big to put points back on the board.
Ball on the 4. There are some options. James Butler was pretty automatic for 4 yards until that last handoff. Will they go back to him? 2nd and goal from the Edmonton 4. Let's see what Tommy Condell and the Tiger Cats choose to do. Schultz is going to keep the football, dives in. It's a touchdown. Matt Schultz, and the Tiger Cats have the lead back.
Excited again, and Matt Schultz with a nice little move. Keeps it himself and goes right up the middle of his line of scrimmage there. Well timed, that quarterback keep right there. He sets up in his passing stance with just for long enough, and then decides to keep it, and he takes it right up the middle with a nice move at the goal line. boy, it feels good for those guys. For so many times this season, they've not been able to make those kind of plays right at the goal line.
Matt Schultz, his first touchdown of the season, presented by Terkstra Lumber. Mark Leggio, the convert, is good. So the Tiger Cats started the second half with the lead, lost it on the Elks' first possession, but they have it right back. It is a 4-point lead for Hamilton, 17-13. We're early in the third quarter. Lots of scoring in the second half compared to the first. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network.
Mike Moriali and Rob Hitchcock, two guys who wore the black and gold with excellence, and they had a blast doing it. Laugh it up with the boys whenever they feel like dropping an episode on the Ticats Audio Network on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Great to have you with us. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker, Ticats in Edmonton. And it has gone back and forth. It's currently a Tiger Cats lead, 17-13. We're very early in the third quarter. 10:42 to go, and Mark Leggio kicking off to the Elks. A couple of Elks right there will be Cobb, who fakes to his right, goes to his left, and the tackle made by Kyle Wilson, able to bring Cobb down just past the 35-yard line.
Good hard tackle there. And now Taylor Cornelius with another chance in what we've just had a really, really exciting game, but especially this third quarter. And the biggest thing that's different for this Ticats team is just how many explosives they've been able to get tonight. Just plays in big chunks that's struggled with it all year, but not today at Edmonton.
These two teams combined for 16 points in the opening half. On two possessions of the second half, they have 14 points combined. Cornelius, another good play action, but he is way behind the line of scrimmage. Jagara Davis brings him down. He throws it, though, and it goes right to Stavros Katsantonis. It's a pick six. Touchdown for Katsantonis, and the Tiger Cats increase their lead.
Oh, man. Opportunistic again. Capitalizing on a really, really bad decision by Taylor Cornelius, who had the chance to throw that ball away. He was outside the pocket and had time and space, decided to keep it to try to battle for a little longer, but Jagara Davis not allowing any of it, and with a little, an attempt to get rid of the ball by Cornelius, Katsantonis right in position to pick this up and run it into the end zone.
So smart by Stavros to be right there, and it couldn't have been any better. Cornelius just trying to make something happen and not give up that huge loss. Well, he gave up a touchdown. Katsantonis in the defense, doing it again, and the convert by Mark Leggio is successful as well. So the Tiger Cats now have a 24-13 lead.
Wow.
Moments ago, Edmonton was up by 3.
3 plays ago, yes.
All of a sudden, it's an 11-point Tiger Cat lead with 9:53 to go in the third quarter. Tons of scoring in this quarter. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats lead 24-13, fresh off the Stavros Katsantonis pick six. That Ticats touchdown presented by Terkstra Lumber. Tiger Cats have put together a couple of touchdowns in this second half. Boy, after a quiet offensive opening half, this is a lot of scoring.
Unbelievable. What a great, exciting football game. Man, the Ticat defense just with these takeaways. 3 interceptions last week. It was the first interceptions that they had all season. And then today, man, both of those turnovers that the Ticats defense have forced came at huge times. Stole points away from Edmonton in the first half with the turnover and took points directly defensively with that interception there. And just hard to outplay that if you're these Edmonton Elks.
Taylor Cornelius, right-handed quarterback, was getting sacked by Jagara Davis. He threw that interception with his left hand, and Gavin Cobb gets a big gain on this kick return down the near sideline. It took the speedy Lawrence Woods to come over and finally push him out of bounds. But the Elks are going to start this drive on the Hamilton 50.
You're right.
What a third quarter.
Yeah, in an attempt, the previous interception for a touchdown, in an attempt to throw it away, Cornelius he switched it to his offhand and tried to, kind of bucket throw it forward to no gain, obviously. But huge return here by the Elks, and we're back to explosive plays. And I mean, what is this?
After a first half where there were 7 straight possessions that ended in punts, we've seen a lot of touchdowns in the third quarter. Handoff goes to Kevin Brown. He'll go straight ahead, only a few yards on that carry.
The return was interesting. The Elks were setting up a left return from their perspective, trying to get that ball back around the left side. And as that return man, he's unable to get there, and he abandons the return, and he slipped right where there was nobody left. And to a really savvy job by a returner.
2nd and 6. Cornelius drops back to pass. Throws over the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Looked like Stephen Dunbar had made a great catch. Reached up. Looked like he hauled it in, but he could not maintain possession. It's incomplete. It's 3rd down. And let's see what the Elks decide to do. This would be a pretty long field goal attempt, so it will be a punt. Javian Elliott, who has an interception in the game, had really good coverage on Dunbar. Jake Julian, the punter for the Elks. Back to return. Tyreek McAllister. Lawrence Woods back there too. McAllister will get it. He's outside the numbers, goes to the numbers, and then tries to cut back to the outside. But the Elks were right there, only a couple of yards on that return. And the Tiger Cats won't have great starting field position. Looks like they'll begin from their own 12-yard line. But they have a 24-13 lead. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats in Edmonton and have a 24-13 lead. Almost midway through the third quarter. A lot has happened in this third quarter. Tiger Cats increased their lead. Latest touchdown, a Stavros Katsantonis pick 6. James Butler's had a big game. He'll cut off to the right on this carry and get a couple of yards. And there's some pushing and shoving after the play. And looks like a couple of Elks involved with the O-line of the Tiger Cats. Bit of a size mismatch as Luchez Purifoy in the middle of things at 5'11", but he is a veteran in this league. Tyrone Riley back in the offensive line for the Tiger Cats. He came flying over to police everything. Tyreek McAllister, he's out there on offense. Matt Schultz throws over the middle. It's complete to McAllister. He's got it at the 45, up to the 50, or just short of it. It is another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. Tyreek McAllister, we're getting used to him. Good for a big play or two every game now.
So awesome. Really creative play there. The Ticats are doubling their explosive plays on the season in this game alone. There's another one. Tyreek McAllister lined up in the backfield, 5 wides. He's the lone back, and he motions out to be the 6th wide receiver. Beautiful seam right up the middle for a huge gain.
Full disclosure, Luke pointed at number 35 before that ball was snapped. You had a sense something was going to happen, and it did. 35-yard gain. Matt Schultz under pressure, throws to his left. It's over the head of James Butler and goes incomplete, but the Elks were right in his face. Smart to get rid of that football.
I think it just slipped out of his hand, actually, in the throw. I think Chris Jones actually caught it on the sidelines. Is that bad luck, or what is that? That's a little unusual. Maybe Matt Schultz is toying with him.
Yeah,
on purpose.
He's lost 19 in a row at home here. Catch this. Watch us on 2nd down. See what the Tiger Cats can do. We'll let you know. 2nd and 10 from their own 49. Empty backfield for Schultz. He's got time. Stays in the pocket. Throws to his left. Terry Godwin, the intended receiver. It's over his head. Incomplete. Matt Schultz took a hard hit and very slow to get to his feet. There is a flag, and it's in the Hamilton backfield. It might be on the hit that Schultz took.
I actually got to say that's a really well covered down.
Major foul, roughing the passer.
Okay.
Edmonton, number 92. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down for Hamilton.
Well, there's another thing. You know, the teams that are struggling to win those penalties, they just come at bad times. You won the 2nd and 10. Like you did it. You got your offense off the field, but self-inflicted wound with a bad hit on the quarterback, and here the Ticats go into the Elks territory. But I will say, Schultz threw that ball downfield. It was covered down. A really great job by the Edmonton secondary, but all for naught, as here we go on a first down.
And there is a challenge from Chris Jones. Noah Curtis was the Elk who got called for the hit, and Jones is going to challenge this. He's already challenged once tonight and has been successful. And Chris Jones is a bit hot over on his sideline, red in the face and animated with his gestures. A costly penalty, and more pushing and shoving as Ben Major is distracted.
On the last play, they believe there should not have been roughing the passer. The play will be reviewed.
See, this is a tough one to overturn because there is a real focus on protecting the quarterbacks. So it really puts the league in a tough spot to overturn a roughing the passer.
Yeah, I disagree with the challenge too. I think it's too hard for the league to turn this around. I mean, the ball is out of Schultz's hands, and there's a count, and then he's kind of tackled very, very firmly to the ground, right on his back. We'll see.
You can understand the pursuit continuing, but there definitely wasn't any let up by Curtis. He did take Schultz right to the ground. He probably could have eased up a little bit.
You know, it's worth saying too that it's not easy to do that. Like it's really challenging to be the most aggressive form of yourself that you can possibly be.
Yeah.
And then
upon further review, the rodeo league on the field stands.
That was a quick one.
Loses their challenge, and they lose one team timeout. It's first down for Hamilton.
So Chris Jones is some steamed on this Edmonton sideline. He just took his challenge flag and threw it toward the wall. Clearly not near the field, but out of frustration, he can't believe that call stood. But again, that would be a difficult one to overturn. So it helps the Tiger Cats, that's for sure. Ball has moved up to the Edmonton 46-yard line. The drive would have been done, but the roughing the passer allows it to continue, and James Butler doing his thing. Goes to the middle, cuts to his left, and he turns that into a nice gain of 7 or 8. He's across the 40-yard line.
Nice gain of 7 or 8 off the left side of the Hamilton offense, and taking on that contact at the end of the play in the secondary and then falling forward. You know, not losing any yards, but squeezing every last one of them out. Unbelievable run game tonight.
2nd and 3 from the Edmonton 39. It's back in the hands of James Butler. He's slowed down. His jersey's pulled. He's still going. He dives ahead. Somehow he pops out of the pile, and he's down near the 30. But the Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
So what do you do watching the film tonight, preparing to play the Edmonton, or preparing to play the Ticats in these weeks to come? As a defensive player, you stop him one way and he finds the other way. You set it up to prevent the run here. He squeaks out the other side. I mean, what an asset that he's becoming for this Ticat offense.
And this is a lot on James Butler.
I really think so. And the offensive line doing their job for sure, but he's getting extra yards each time.
Butler over 100 yards rushing, also has a touchdown. Low pass to Tyreek McAllister, and he had to go down to try to make the catch, but it looks like they're going to wave it off and say it bounced before he caught it.
Yeah, just a missed throw there by Matt Schultz setting up that screen to McAllister to the left. Same scenario that McAllister scored a long touchdown on last week, a screen to the left there, but this one falls dead.
Actually good for the Tiger Cats because it probably would have been a loss of a couple of yards. So 2nd and 10, they're on the Edmonton 32-yard line. This drive kept alive after an Edmonton roughing the passer penalty. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's been a good quarter for the Tiger Cats. Schultz under pressure, goes to his outlet. It's James Butler. Now let's see what he can do. He's across the 30, but the Elks are able to stop him before he gets to the first down. But they're well within field goal range for Mark Leggio.
Yeah, and a meaningful field goal too. This would make it a 14-point gain if he puts this one through, and you're really starting to get more and more comfortable with what you've been able to do here in the second half, and it has been just impressive.
Mark Leggio has one field goal in this game. It was from 29 yards. This one's going to be a bit longer, a 36-yard attempt. The snap from Gordon White, good. The hold from Bailey Flint, good. The kick from Mark Leggio, good. More points for the Tiger Cats. Leggio, perfect in field goals in his career with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. It's now 27 for Hamilton, 13 for Edmonton. Still 3.5 to go in the third quarter. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats lead the Elks 27-13, and you said it in the commercial break, Luke. Biggest lead of the season for the Tiger Cats.
Looks a little different when you got a run game like this. You know?
Big difference. Most points Tiger Cats have scored, 31. That was in a losing effort in week 1 against Winnipeg. They're close to that number. Low pass to French. He makes the catch, but Jameer Thurman's right there to make a sure tackle and limit the gain to just a couple of yards.
Yeah, really nice job there. A little screen play, screen throw right off to the side of their offensive formation. Looked for a second they were going to have a nice little play for him, and Jameer Thurman kind of saw that developing early on. In great position to make the stop.
2:45 to go in the third quarter. It has been a good quarter for the Tiger Cats. Elks came out, they had the football, they scored a touchdown, took an early lead in the third quarter. It's been all Tiger Cats since. They've got pressure on Cornelius. Chris Edwards forces him back. A flag flies. He dumps it off to the running back Brown, and now the swarm from the Tiger Cats. Both Carney and Ted Laurent able to force him out of bounds. But that flag makes you think it might be a holding on Edmonton, doesn't it, Luke?
I think you're right, and another one of those showing cover zeros, dropped everybody out, and I really think that is a great way to confuse a quarterback right off the snap of the ball who's expecting to have to make a quick throw and then sees those low zones fill up quickly with those dropping defensive players.
Major foul, face mask, Edmonton number 62. We'll go back 15 yards from the end of the play, and it's going to be third down.
Well, just with Cornelius scrambling so much, figured it was a hold, but these penalties are really costly for the Elks.
I mean, 15 yards and a loss of down. I mean, it almost feels like a turnover. Honestly, it's not quite that, but it's almost as bad. I mean, that's really, really a damaging mistake to make.
And it was Chris Edwards who probably would have had his third sack of the season, but the face mask was held. Edmonton's taken 8 penalties for 99 yards, and there's going to be another one for no yards here as McAllister caught that punt, and there were Elks right in his face.
So this ball's going to end up getting spotted way up at the Edmonton near the 45, which is just about where they were positioned after that.
No yards, Edmonton number 10. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Hamilton.
Near where they were positioned at the start of that first down.
You're right. And then the face mask and this penalty.
So all that to say, the back-to-back 15-yard penalty, it's effectively like you fumbled the ball at the line of scrimmage. Isn't that nuts? I mean, that's really how costly it was to the Elks there. Just hard to outplay yourself when you're taking those kind of losses.
Yeah, that's great perspective. So now the Tiger Cats are in business. Still 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, wanting to cash in, get a few more points. Starting from the Edmonton 49, Schultz throws. It's a high throw. It's a good catch by Terry Godwin. He's on the run, breaks a tackle, battles his way just short of the 20-yard line. Terry Godwin with some yak as well. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down, but it's not all good news. Matt Schultz is down, face down, just on his side of midfield, and he's writhing in pain.
Well, that is the worst thing that you could see as a Ticat fan. He is not comfortable out there. Clearly, it looks something like his upper body, something that he's not doing well. Unbelievable explosive pass play following up those back-to-back penalties against Edmonton. The Ticats are sort of taking over the game in momentum and explosive plays. It's been really, really going their way. And here he takes a hard hard to tell what's hurting him. He got hit. He got tackled, a clean tackle right after the throw. One of those plays that doesn't look too strange as you see it live, but obviously something went wrong there as he hit the ground. Coach O out on the field, right next to Matt Schultz, who's still on the ground.
Matt Schultz is rolled over to his back. The offensive line, Duke Williams, James Butler, all in the area on one knee. Taylor Powell, wearing number 0 for the Tiger Cats, is now warming up. And Bo Levi Mitchell, he's injured. Tiger Cats are hoping to have him back as soon as possible, but Matt Schultz was having a really strong game. Biggest lead for the Tiger Cats this season, currently up 27-13. Looked comfortable. Run game was coming together. And this is a devastating injury for the Tiger Cats, potentially losing their top 2 quarterbacks. And we're just into game number 5 of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at Bo Levi Mitchell standing right next to Taylor Powell. Bo Levi Mitchell, of course, in street clothes, so to speak, and Taylor Powell warming up. The staff and the trainers, the doctors for the Ticats, who are fantastic, by the way, really, really professional crew, are still, crouched down and sitting on the field. Schultz is moving around. You can see him talking. You can see him wincing. Now they've got him up, and some teammates helping him off. But yeah, we're not going to see him again tonight, and we'll wait to hear what this looks like and what comes of this.
Well, it's heartbreaking as Tiger Cats fans, and for Matt Schultz. You even think back to last year, he was playing really well and looked like he was taking over that starting role, and then he had a hand injury, and that kept him out for a long time. Not a good injury for a quarterback, and Chris Van Zyl helping Schultz off the field. Looks like he's stabilizing his right arm, helping him off the field.
It happened on a play, too, that he threw a strike downfield to Terry Godwin.
Beautiful play.
Yeah,
Beautiful
really
pass.
Great pass and catch and run after the catch, and just in finishing that throwing motion, he's unable to protect himself as he gets tackled in a strange fashion.
Matt Schultz leaves the game after a 27-yard gain. Taylor Powell now the quarterback for the Tiger Cats. James Butler, he's been strong tonight. He gets the handoff, and he might be even busier. Powell, you think back to the preseason, Luke, he played pretty much the whole preseason for the Tiger Cats at quarterback. And
that's right.
Basically 10 days after he arrived in camp, they had him in the game. I think Bo Levi Mitchell played the first 2 series of game 1, and then Matt Schultz played a half. Taylor Powell played the second half in Montreal, so he did get some action. That now is extremely valuable for Powell. It's a 2nd and 5 from the Edmonton 17. Powell stays in the pocket. He's going for it. End zone. Touchdown. His first CFL pass is a touchdown to Tim White. Unbelievable. Tiger Cats increase their lead. They're up to 33 points. That's the most they've scored this season.
Okay. Well, Ticat fans, you've got a quarterback in play here, and Taylor Powell, as cool as could possibly be, stands in his pocket and puts the ball where he needs to and jogs to the end zone like it was his 100th touchdown pass in the CFL.
I don't even know if I said it was Tim White who caught it. I was so excited about Taylor Powell's first pass being a touchdown. And that Ticats touchdown is presented by Turkstra Lumber. Taylor Powell has that quiet confidence about him. That's the way you want to start. Maybe a great future ahead. Tiger Cats can only hope that. Tim White, couple of catches, 71 yards. And a touchdown, of course. Now it's 34-13. Tiger Cats lead. This is still the third quarter. 24 seconds to go in the third quarter.
What a wild third quarter this has been. Just back and forth, big plays, mistakes, turnovers, touchdowns. And Powell coming in and heating up right away. And great for Ticat fans to have Tim White back in the end zone as well.
His second touchdown of the season. He led the Tiger Cats in touchdowns last season. James Butler is currently the Tiger Cats leader in that category with 3. He has a touchdown tonight.
You know, my thought process, you see a young quarterback take over after injury, you don't get any time there. You know, it just all of a sudden you're in next. My thought process is like, hey, young quarterback, please don't throw an interception right now. Like, that's what I think. He was way ahead of me there. He was saying, no, don't worry about that. I'm going to throw a touchdown pass.
Tim White was open. Taylor Powell found him. Kickoff by Mark Leggio. The returner is C.J. Sims, and he is stopped just a little short of the 40-yard line, and the Elks are going with a quarterback change. Jared Daggy comes in to replace Taylor Cornelius. Daggy played a lot last week.
A lot of pushing and shoving after these plays. The Elks are desperate to get the win, and it's evading them, and the Ticats are pulling ahead a little bit in this third quarter. Even still a lot of football to play. Every single return for the Elks on the kickoff, we've had like 5 of them right to the 38-yard line. They're getting there constantly. This is a little bit ahead of that, almost to their 40, but the Ticats cover team fairly consistent.
Let's think back to that first possession of the second half. That gave the Elks a 13-10 lead. And 24 unanswered points by the Tiger Cats. Now it's 34-13. Big lead, Tiger Cats. Chris Edwards in on the tackle on running back Kevin Brown. Looks like he got about 6 yards on that carry. Jared Daggy, 6'2", another rookie out of Troy. He will try to get the Elks going, but it is the end of the third quarter. It was a great quarter for the Tiger Cats. They lead 34-13. We will be back with the fourth quarter from Edmonton. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats entering the fourth quarter have a 34-13 lead. I'm RJ Broadhead. He's Luke Tasker, and thank you for listening on the Ticats Audio Network. Eastern time, it's about 11:18, just after 9 o'clock in Edmonton. Jared Daggy, the quarterback, and he lofts a pass to Mitchell, and Lawrence Woods rocks him. It's a big hit from Lawrence Woods. That big hit brought to you by my insurance broker.
Yeah, good job hanging on to that ball. Dylan Mitchell able to squeeze it and move the chains for the Elks, who are desperately looking for some momentum here.
It was enough for a first down, but Woods, an emphatic hit. Ball up to the Edmonton 52-yard line. Daggy, the now quarterback for the Elks, stays in the pocket, throws, almost picked off. Kenneth George Jr. jumping on his toes afterwards, almost had his first CFL interception.
One of those unique plays where if Kenneth George Jr. wasn't there, it would have been Richard Leonard who had the interception. It was just too many guys in the mix. Javion Ellett would have had the pick, and too many hands in the same basket there.
Yeah, actually, George bumped into Javion Elliott. That might have been enough to knock the ball loose. Once a DB, you're always trying to knock those balls loose. Daggy tries to throw, and it is caught at the far sideline. The reception made by Vincent Forbes-Momblo.
Yeah, that's enough for the first there. That's Elks overcoming that 2nd and 10 and moving into Ticat territory with that catch. You know, and there's tons of time. We just saw an unbelievably dynamic third quarter, and there's tons of time left for either of these teams to continue to make big plays.
Well, we're going to see rookie quarterbacks in this fourth quarter. Daggy for the Elks and Taylor Powell for the Tiger Cats. Matt Schultz got injured. Another pass down that far sideline. These rookie quarterbacks going for big plays. It's another completion to Mitchell.
Gave him a chance to make the play, a straight go route down.
Pass interference, Hamilton number 3. It's going to be first down Edmonton at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, well, it's a catch also. So, I mean, reception and an immediate tackle there, too. I mean, just a great job. It's a young quarterback saying, I'm going to give you a chance to make a play, and Mitchell did. He adjusted to the ball very nicely, fell out of his route and caught it sort of behind him as he turned towards the ball.
Let's go back a couple of plays. Kenneth George Jr. had that chance for the pick. He couldn't make it, and now a couple of big plays for the Elks, and they're down to the Hamilton 13-yard line. Daggy throws. It's complete to Stephen Dunbar Jr. against Javian Elliott, the two number 7s for their respective teams. Dunbar makes the catch. Doesn't get into the end zone. Looks like they'll spot him at the 2.
Back again. Explosive plays right back on the goal line. Edmonton threatening now. We've got
first and goal from the 2.
Yeah, great back and forth here.
So that was enough for a first down. That catch by Dunbar. These rookie quarterbacks, they've come in. We saw it from Powell. He's thrown one pass. It was a touchdown to Tim White. Daggy's come in. He's moved the football as effectively as the Elks have all game. Daggy gets the snap, throws it up in the air, and Javian Elliott, good coverage on Stephen Dunbar. Can't make the catch. They survive the first down, the Tiger Cats defense does. Trying to stop the Elks 3 times from the 2. Because you know the Elks have to be in 3-down territory here in the fourth quarter, down by 21 points.
Man, good timing there. Javian Elliott getting his hands right in the mix of Stephen Dunbar Jr. with just the right time. If you do it too early, it's going to get called every time.
Second and goal now from the Hamilton 2-yard line. They'll try it on the ground. Brown, a second effort. He gets into the end zone. The Elks running back gets the touchdown, and the Elks aren't going to let the Tiger Cats run away with this one. 34-19, a big celebration for Brown after that touchdown, considering the deficit the Elks are in.
Yeah, and a great second effort, though, by him, like you said, to get into the end zone. And, yeah, you're looking at an Elks team who's not ready to give up quite yet, are you?
So 34-19, convert coming up. Elks will go for 1. If you're just tuning in, Matt Schultz injured, and with a lower body injury. That convert was not even close. 32-yard convert was nowhere near the uprights. Dean Faithful hooked it way left. There may have been something with the snap or the hold, but that convert unsuccessful for the Elks. So they don't add to that score. It's currently 34-19 with 11:24 to go in the game. Taylor Powell and the Tiger Cats offense will come on the field when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network.
Tiger Cats football.
Well, thanks to all our Ticats Audio Network listeners. Want to say hello to a couple of them. Andre Fanoff listening from a trailer in Bornholm. It's either in Ontario or maybe the Danish island, but great to have you listening.
Welcome either way.
Yes. And Colin Arthur listening from Regina, Saskatchewan. And the Tiger Cats are back in business with Terry Godwin getting the catch. The Tiger Cats injury list is mounting. Matt Schultz out of this game with a lower body injury, and he was playing so well. In comes Taylor Powell to finish the drive, and he does. Throws a touchdown. His first pass in the CFL to Tim White, a touchdown.
The Elks come back and respond with another touchdown, but that missed extra point leaves it at a 15-point game. That is an interesting point to be missing off this scoreboard.
Lots of movement here for the Tiger Cats. Duke Williams started on the left. He's off to the right now. Handoff goes to Tyreek McAllister. Slow start, and then he takes that burst as he gets up across the 45, halfway to the first down. Hamilton, 224 rush yards in the last 2 games. So that rushing game has really come alive since the bye week. So they clearly were trying to establish the run. It's helped. Taylor Powell, how long will he be the quarterback for the Tiger Cats? We don't know how severe the injury is to Matt Schultz. We know he won't return tonight. We'll have to find out how far away Bo Levi Mitchell is. But Powell looks great. Swings it to the left to James Butler. Now he does the rest. He's across the 40, down near the 35 of the Elks before he's forced out of bounds. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down and another dynamic play.
Man, Ticats have just found new life. Explosive play after explosive play. And this starts with Powell in the backfield. This is not an easy throw, a swing to the left, and he puts it right on the money.
30 yards for James Butler. Here's a handoff to Butler, and he goes right up the middle. He's across the 20, down almost to the 15. We'll see where they spot it, but it is another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Wow. Let's get James Butler in the end zone again, and you're going to have the player of the week in the league.
Yes.
I mean, this is too good. He caught one out of the backfield for an explosive, followed it up right with a run right up the middle. He's got the combination of patience and quickness, that patience and then a burst that's just so great to watch in a running back.
I like it, Luke. First game of the week in the CFL. Set the bar high so nobody can get you. James Butler, 126 yards rushing. He's caught for 40 yards, and he does have a touchdown in the game. He's not in the game right now as the Tiger Cats a first down from the Edmonton 15. Taylor Powell hands off to Tyreek McAllister. Started to his left, cut to his right, then darts up the middle. And Elks had hands on him, but it didn't do much good. McAllister kept going, and he's inside the 10.
Well, you can see Tommy Condell, offensive coordinator, has got himself two great new weapons in the mix here. And both of these guys are making a difference. Both last week and obviously tonight in a big way. And now we get back into that score zone, and they've started to turn the page there too. They've started to finish in the end zone with 34 points on the board right now. Can they do it again in the 2nd and 5 on the 10-yard line?
This drive has been orchestrated by Taylor Powell, the rookie quarterback for the Tiger Cats. He's been excellent in these last drive and a half. Since Matt Schultz got injured, gets the snap, throws, and there was a flag on the play.
Hamilton, number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Even that play by Powell, heard the whistles, but made sure to throw it so that if there's any confusion, the ball is, he can't be sacked. If he maybe misheard a whistle, just a smart play to get rid of that football and throw it away.
Well, right, and he seems very calm, right? Tough now, you're at the 2nd and 10 here, but he seems he's really managing well for coming in unannounced.
Still from the Edmonton 15, Taylor Powell already has a touchdown pass. Will he get another one? Some confusion here for the Tiger Cats. They got to get this ball snapped. They do just get it off. Now Powell looking for somebody open. He's on the run, running to his right, looking, and finally throws it at the feet of Keandre Smith. No chance for Smith to make the catch, but again, a smart play by Powell to at least get it near a receiver, but in a spot that nobody could catch it because Smith was covered.
Yeah, and good rush there by the Edmonton defense, and it was following up that penalty to take it back to 2nd and 10, so there you go. That's a Ticat offense unable to finish that drive after a few explosive plays to go down the field. But these 3 points are important as well to put this to an 18-point lead.
Mark Leggio, 22-yard field goal attempt. Gordon White, perfect snap. The hold by Bailey Flint, and Leggio does it again. Another field goal. That increases the lead to 37-19. There is a flag on the play. We'll sort that out when we come back. A nice lead for the Tiger Cats in Edmonton with 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. In Edmonton, the Tiger Cats, 3rd road game of the season, looking for their first road win of the season. Fresh off their first win of the season against Ottawa. So a lot of firsts in the season, but the bottom line is after an 0-3 start, the Tiger Cats hoping to get to 2-3 and right in the mix in the East Division. Put some pressure on Toronto and Montreal, who play tomorrow head-to-head, so only one of them's likely to get points. Jared Daggy, the quarterback for the Elks, throws to his right. It's a completed pass. Moore.
Let's see.
stopped by Woods and Stavros Katsantonis, but the ball came loose.
We're
And
still talking about it.
yeah.
We saw it last week here against, for the Ottawa favor.
Ball went out of bounds, so nobody picked up the ball if they're saying it is a fumble. So who was the last to touch it, or is it even a fumble? Well, he wasn't down. Did the whistle go, though? Maybe the whistle had blown with forward momentum stopped.
Boy, the refs had to figure it out for a bit. It looked like we were going to have a Hamilton ball on the Edmonton 35-yard line, but no.
It did, yeah. About a yard short, yard and a half. They'll call it 2 yards, 2nd and 2. Brown gets the handoff, and the Tiger Cats have him. Kongbo had stopped him, and Brown kept with a 2nd, 3rd, maybe a 4th effort. Jameer Thurman finally makes the tackle, but now the interesting thing is, where are they going to spot it? Looks like just a little short of the 35. Needed to get to the 35. And the Elks.
Really, they're going to punt this one. It's 3rd and a foot.
You think they might try to get the Ticats to go offside? Actually, Taylor Cornelius has come in.
The offense shifted off the field. It looked like the punt team was coming on. It's Cornelius, actually.
The big boys are coming out for the Elks. Trying to get these inches, keep this drive going. This would be huge if the Tiger Cats can get a stop. Be tough to do. Cornelius goes ahead and he dives low, and he's got the first down. They only needed a couple of inches, so that's pretty tough not to get for a team, and the Elks are successful. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. The clock is running. Some Elks chatting with the Ticats. Elks don't seem to be in any hurry here. Trailing the game 37-19.
Yeah, 18 points. You've got a 3-score game and 5:20 left. These Elks have got to move quick.
Jared Daggy has come in at quarterback. He's under pressure. He's sacked. Tiger Cats closed the gap. Casey Sales, Jonathan Kongbo there. And Sales has never had fewer than 5 quarterback sacks in a season. He'll probably get credit for that one. That's his first as a Tiger Cat.
Yeah, great to see. We talked about him a lot earlier in the season, having to play both ways at times, offense and defense, and here he is getting a really huge sack as the Elks are trying everything they can to move this ball down the field.
Man, a lot has happened in 5 games. Casey Sales playing O-line, D-line, starting quarterbacks, 2 of them hurt for the Tiger Cats. 0-3, they're trying to make it 2-3, and almost an interception. Pass was intended for Mitchell. Kenneth George Jr. comes close again to another pick. He's going to get one. He's all over the ball right now.
He's been right there, all night, and that was a very close one. Almost two very near turnovers on that drive alone, way back in the Elks territory, but now they're forced to punt here.
4.5 to go, and the Elks in punting formation. Get an inkling they might try something. They won't. High punt. McAllister gets it at his own 30, running up the numbers, and he looks good as he's crossed the 45. Now he's across midfield, dances over another Elk. He's along the sideline, stays inbounds. Tyreek McAllister is going to score another punt return touchdown for Tyreek McAllister and the Tiger Cats.
No flags on the field. Unbelievable.
Tyreek McAllister is a superstar. This is his 2nd game. He's in the end zone again. Tiger Cats touchdown presented by Turkstra Lumber.
They're in the return holding Hamilton, number 82. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Hamilton.
All right, forget all that.
And forget what I said about no flags on the field also. We got no signs. We got no signs anywhere. I still don't even see where it was. The first thing that told me is McAllister's body language. He wasn't celebrating, and somehow he knew. But what an unbelievable! He jumped over somebody at his feet at one point. Same thing. McAllister, it's like James Butler. He's got incredible speed, but he also knows when to pump the brakes and let a block develop.
Yeah, that change of speed.
Fortunately, Ternowski with the holding penalty. Of course, you have a fumble to start the game as well. A special teams a little rocky at times with the penalties and Jeff Reinbold is livid on the sidelines that gets called a holding.
He's looking at his tablet. Jeff Reinbold is looking at his tablet. He's hot on the sideline. He is angry. We're going to take a break. There's 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the football game. Tiger Cats lead 37-19. This is the Ticats Audio Network.
The Ticats Audio Network.
We thought we had a Tyreek McAllister 79-yard punt return touchdown, but a holding penalty on the Tiger Cats negates that. And during that whole commercial break, Coach O speaking with the officials. So Tiger Cats get the football. Pretty good starting field position. If you can ignore, they would have had a touchdown. Tyreek McAllister looks great, but they're on the Elks 50-yard line to begin this drive. All on the near hash mark. Taylor Powell is the quarterback, the rookie. Hands off to James Butler again. Looked like he was going to take a loss. Somehow he finds a little opening. Not much of a gain. He got a yard, but it is positive yardage.
Boy, it's just such an exciting return by McAllister.
Yes.
So many great moves. Almost breaks a tackle, jumps an Elk player, slips down the sidelines, but boy.
Yeah, I'm not sure the number that was announced. We just saw a replay, and it might have been Federico who had the hold, but McAllister, we've seen what he can do. Pretty good display in 2 games. Taylor Powell, under pressure, has to scramble, throws on the run, and it was not caught by Richie Sindani. It was zipped in there pretty hard on a short pass, and Sindani couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, that is a real skill of a quarterback to take off a little bit when it's sort of a tight throw or when you end up being really close to the receiver for some reason. But Powell really, I'm impressed. He stepped up in the pocket, stayed calm, didn't flay it, not running with the ball loose, and then put the ball in a good spot, just too hot to be able to be a catchable football.
Sindani had 7 receptions last game against Ottawa. Doesn't have one tonight, but he'd be okay with it as long as the victory is secured. And it's a nice lead right now for the Tiger Cats, 37-19. 3-minute warning will be coming up. Bailey Flint punting. And a flag flies. Flint is on the ground. Now a flag flies back where the return is happening. Not much of a return. Another flag pops in. So this is going to take a while to sort out. But was Flint hit?
Yeah, he was. We're going to have this Ticats offense back on the field, I think.
Okay, 2:31 to go. We're going to take a break at the 3-minute warning. 37-19, Ticats lead. This is the Ticats Audio Network. 2 minutes, 31 seconds remaining in the game. And the Tiger Cats, let's see. So Bailey Flint is still out there. We didn't get an announcement.
So it was just, instead of the first down, it was a 5-yard penalty. So now it's 3rd and 4 as opposed to 3rd and 9, and they're going to repunt the football.
So Flint at his own 41-yard line. Tiger Cats leading by 18 points. Biggest lead of the season for the Tiger Cats. First time they led at halftime as well. They did not score first. In fact, were trailing 6-0 at one point. They trailed early in the second half, 13-10. Not much of a return on the punt. Special teams, punt return coverage, good for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, one creative return there early with the Elks, who slipped up the right sidelines from their perspective. And apart from that, I do think the coverage team has played well tonight. You have the early turnover from the special teams unit of the Ticats. You have that penalty there, calling back a punt, but the field position battle, I think, has been fairly back and forth, and we've seen some good tackles.
Jared Daggy, quarterback for the Elks. Taylor Cornelius started the game, and Daggy throws as he's hit. Dunbar was the intended receiver, but Daggy didn't get a lot on the throw, and Simone Lawrence was closing in on it. Neither Dunbar nor Lawrence come up with the football. It's incomplete.
Difficult 2nd and 10. Back down their own 22-yard line for the Elks here, who 2 minutes left. You've got a lot of work to do to make up this space on the scoreboard.
Casey Sales just missed his second sack in as many possessions. He hit Daggy so hard, his helmet came off. No problem for Casey, tough customer. He's ready to go again on that interior of the defensive line. Daggy throws, and he has an open receiver. It is caught by Stephen Dunbar, and it's a first down for the Elks.
There you go. Saw it earlier in the game. Stephen Dunbar wrapping past the linebacker depth at that, 12, 14 yards, and that's right at the sticks there in this case, and nice completion there.
Minute 47 to go. Clock is running. Tiger Cats lead 37-19. Big gap between the defensive line and the linebackers in the secondary. Tiger Cats trying to prevent a big play. Daggy trying to make a big play, and he completes another pass. Threads the needle to Kyron Moore. Jameer Thurman makes the tackle, but it's another first down, and the Elks are in Ticat territory.
Yeah, you set that up just right. They were prevent their way. The Ticats defense is sitting back. Well, the Elks run right up to that depth. They're not plinking it around underneath, but they got the completion right back where all those defenders are sitting.
Up to the Hamilton 49-yard line, they do it again. Another first down, another completion. They're inside the 35. That one caught by Forbes Momblo.
Well, we're going to see something different here on this play from the Ticats defense, because that's twice in a row that the prevent just, gives up that 15-yard and then 10-yard completion. So I expect to see Mark Washington tighten it down here and make things a little bit more difficult to Daggy and his crew.
Minute 19 remaining in the game. Tiger Cats are up 37-19. Ball's on the Hamilton 34-yard line. Daggy in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, 2 of them in the waggle. Daggy able to avoid the surge, runs to his right, completes the pass along that far sideline to Vincent Forbes Momblo. That's a couple of straight completions to him. And where they've got it spotted, he is just inches shy of the first down.
Well, you know what I would do, RJ, if I was an Edmonton Elk.
So
I'd be
second
taking
and inches.
Second and I'd be taking a shot at the end zone here. We'll see what they're not in their short yardage formation.
They kind of have to take a shot at the end zone just because they're down by 18 with 1:11 to go. They don't have much time to mess around if they hope to come back. Daggy won't go full end zone. Near sideline, Lawrence Woods throws a big hit. Maurice French makes the catch.
Wow.
Inside the 10.
Wow, well, you got to give it to Daggy. He stepped into this game and is making some really impressive throws here. Yes, in a sort of a prevent shell there from the Ticats, but still good throws and catches by the Elks, who have marched all the way down the field here.
Another big hit by Lawrence Woods. That big hit brought to you by my insurance broker. French somehow hung on to the football. Ball's on the Hamilton 7. It's first and goal for the Elks. Minute 6 on the clock. Daggy looks, throws, end zone, and it is overthrown. French could not track it down. It's incomplete. That play only took 5 seconds.
Of course, it's 3 down territory here, so they'll have 2 more chances here from the 7-yard line. A lot of passing yards for that Edmonton Elk team on that one drive alone there.
18-point lead. Have you done the math on what the Elks would have to do?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, you may go for your 2 here to make it a touchdown and a field goal, to cover the rest of those 10 points.
Richard Leonard was slow to get up. He gets off the field under his own power, but he has to leave. Tiger Cats have already lost Matt Schultz in this game. Lower body injury, he won't return. He is on the Ticats sideline, sitting on the bench. And they don't need an injury to Richard Leonard.
Nick Cross is the extra Ticat in the game now as Lawrence Woods leaves the field. Or excuse me, Richard Leonard.
So second and goal, minute and 1 second to go. And the Elks just get that ball snapped. And it is a touchdown. It's caught by Stephen Dunbar. 57 seconds on the clock.
And there they are. They're going to stay on the field, it looks like, and try to... And I take it back. They're lining up here for the single. Stephen Dunbar Jr. obviously coming from Hamilton last year, and he's showed up a lot tonight. I mean, he's been around the ball a lot.
You knew he would.
Yeah.
Against his former team.
That's right.
So it's 37-25. And Dean Faithful, he wasn't even close on his last convert attempt. May have been something with the snap or the hold. This one is kind of a wobbler, but it's through for the convert. So the Elks currently down by 11 points, 37-26. So we'll probably see an onside kick.
Yep, you're right. And then this Ticat team, when you get this ball back, your goal, your sign of maturity, your sign that you're turning the page, which they are in many categories offensively, but you got to end the game with the ball in your hand. That's what you want to do. The best play in football, as Coach O says, is the victory formation when you take a knee with no time on the clock. So we'll see if they can handle business in the last 57 seconds here.
They end practice with it. Get that positive attitude going into the game. Tiger Cats, not all sunshine in this game. It was a tough start, not much happening offensively. They were down 6-0. Got a James Butler touchdown, took the lead. Had a slim lead at halftime, first halftime lead of the season. And then first possession of the second half, Elks took the lead. They were up by 3, and then the Ticats just exploded. 37 points, most they've had this season. Here's the onside kick. It's bouncing, and I think the Elks got it, Luke.
They did. And good for them, because that was a very interesting style of onside. It was directly forward, first of all, but not squibbed forward. It was popped straight up in the air right between the hashes. Really interesting.
There is a flag, and Chris Jones looks upset. Elks have really hurt themselves with penalties in this game.
The flag looked late to me, like almost
yeah.
after the play was over. I don't know. Of course, everyone's on sides in a kickoff formation, so there's no halo or protection there for any returner.
So all the officials are gathered at the Elks 49-yard line. They're discussing this. There was more than one flag as all the players dispersed the area, so a lot of officials saw the infraction. There may be multiple infractions here. Ben Major, the referee. 54 seconds on the clock. Tiger Cats lead 37-26, and the onside kick appeared to be successful for the Elks. But let's see what these flags are. That could change things drastically. Tiger Cats defense is on the field, as is the Edmonton offense. Long conversation here for the officials with
Sure is.
under a minute to go.
I really did think, I thought it was a very creative style of onside. There's 1,000 different ways to do it. Kickers are better at some ways than others. You know, the kicker has a big preference in which way you're going to try your onside. Let's see this call.
There are 2 penalties on the last play. They're both against Edmonton, number 45. The first one's a 15-yard misconduct penalty. The second one is a rough play disqualification. We're going to go back to the 15-yard line.
Wow.
It's Edmonton ball, and Edmonton 45 is disqualified from the remainder of the game.
Niles Morgan is out of the game. So it was hard from here to see what exactly happened. Duke Williams, it looked like, was trying to help him up, and he got up and wrestled Duke to the ground.
Yeah.
Well,
Chris Jones is his index fingers to his head, saying, think.
Yeah.
Because you just can't.
How many times, though, tonight, Luke, have Edmonton hurt themselves with bad penalties?
And especially after they get the onsides. I mean, the low probability play that it is, they did that. They accomplished what was the hard part of it, but then self-inflicted.
So the ball is on the Edmonton 15-yard line. They do get the football, but deep in their own zone. Daggy completes the pass, or did he? Nick Cross in on the hit, and Dunbar, he had it for a moment, it appeared. I think they're saying it's incomplete. Edmonton in this game, Luke, has taken 14 penalties for 179 yards. Tough to compete when you're taking that many penalties.
Imagine any offense just taking 179 off their net. If the game ends and just take 179, it's just impossible to I mean, what a hard obstacle to try to overcome.
They're calling that an incomplete pass. That's good for the Elks because Tiger Cats would have picked up that fumble, so Dunbar didn't have it long enough. Daggy throws. That one's caught. French makes the catch, and both Simone Lawrence and Kenneth George Jr. make the tackle. Looks like it is short by a yard or so of the first down, but there is a flag in the Edmonton backfield.
Yeah, it's coming all the way up. For Daggy getting hit late, he's signaling.
Probably an unnecessary penalty for the Tiger Cats at this stage of the game.
Yeah, you'd love to avoid that. Yeah, it's so bang bang, you know. It's just so
but
hard.
Edmonton got called with one of those earlier.
Roughing the passer,
Right.
Hamilton, number 5. We're going to go up 15 yards from the other play. It's going to be first down for Edmonton.
So it's Malik Carney, and we said it before. You have that pursuit of the quarterback, and it is, you're right, bang bang. It's a split second. Maybe a little extra on the takedown. Daggy dumps it off to the running back, Kevin Brown. The Ticats were giving them that and wanting to keep him in bounds, but they can't. Brown's able to get out of bounds. 39 seconds to go. Elks might have to take a shot here. They're up to their own 50. Well, the ball's spotted between the 49 and the 50. Tiger Cats lead by 11. So Edmonton would need 2 scores. High pass, it's caught. There are a lot of Ticats around. But the catch made by Maurice French. And he's favoring his leg as he gets up. This is down to the Hamilton 37-yard line.
Boy, that was a great throw and catch over top of the undercoverage there.
30 seconds to go, ball snapped, and as Daggy gets back, looked like he was ready to throw, the whistles go. So we've had a slow last minute of this football game.
Yeah, we sure have. And then the last 2 drives from the Elks, which were both within the 3-minute warning, within these last 3 minutes of the game, and they've got, near 150 yards of net offense on those 2 drives alone.
And the issue was Maurice French, and he's holding his hands to the side almost as if questioning why the whistle went. He was slow to get up after that last catch.
He probably got flagged from the injury spotters saying that he has to leave the field. There was a little contact on his head all the way.
Please reset the game clock to 33 seconds, please. 33 seconds.
I actually don't think he was. It looked like he was maybe cramping, or he had a soft tissue, just regular, sort of soreness. But I think with that hit, he was probably flagged to come off the field.
So the clock gets reset to 33 seconds, then immediately starts. So we're down to 26. Clock is running. Daggy gets the snap, has to go end zone. He's going deep. Jump ball, and it was not caught. Probably would have been out of bounds anyway. Mitchell, the intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah. You know what? In this time of the game, Edmonton, I think that's the best play you do because, yes, of course, your guy has a chance to catch it, but there's a lot of Ticats back there. More likely, it's such an easy place to draw a pass interference call downfield. And then the ball gets spotted right up there at the 5-yard line, and it's, why not? You got 25 seconds left, but they'll settle for their 3 here and try another onside.
So 20 seconds to go. Faithful with a 45-yard field goal attempt. The rookie kicker from England, global player, is successful. So he hits the 45-yarder, and nothing is easy for the Tiger Cats. So now the Elks are up to 29 points. They're within 8. 37-29 is the score, and there's 16 seconds to go. And both teams, right in front of their sidelines, have their special teams, or at least their hands teams, and there's a lot of coaching happening on both sides to try to get the ball.
Well, the double onside kick attempt in a game. I mean, man, Edmonton, I like I've said, I was really impressed with it, and we'll see if they change up that style now. You know, do you a really interesting question, RJ? Do you have another style?
Right.
Have you practiced another kind? Maybe you have. We'll see.
Well, it's still everybody right around the kicker faithful. A couple of guys branch out to the left. This one fairly straight ahead. Ball is up, and the Tiger Cats have come up with it. Hard to see who's at the bottom of the pile. I think it might have been Terry Godwin.
Well, it was the same style of onside kick, straight forward, popped up in the air between the hashes.
Well, there's a flag. This play is long done. A flag comes flying way up in the air. There's already been one Elk kicked out of the game, Niles Morgan. And
not a lot of pushing, which makes me think there are words you're not allowed to say on the field.
Oh, yes.
Believe it or not, and that hasn't always been the case, but who knows what's going on here. And again, the second onside kick with a costly penalty. This time the Ticats.
Misconduct foul, 10 yards against Hamilton, 32. It's first down for Hamilton.
Who knows?
Fraser Sopuk. So Tiger Cats came up with a football. That's what they needed to do on that onside kick. Otherwise, this would have been a lot more tense. 12 seconds to go. Taylor Powell, the quarterback. And it should be pretty straightforward here for the Tiger Cats. Powell takes a knee. And the clock will run. One more knee here for Taylor Powell, and this will be a Tiger Cats victory. Powell under center and takes the knee. The game is over. The Tiger Cats win. It's their first road win of the season. 37-29, they beat the Elks. The Elks' losing streak at home has now reached 19 straight games. Tiger Cats did what they had to do. Walk into Edmonton, get the victory. Time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. Impressive by the Tiger Cats. Some great offense. Defense gets another touchdown. Special teams. McAllister had a punt return, but that was called back. And more injuries. So I said it to you in a commercial break. It's like there's a novel to digest after every game. So much happens, but the bottom line is it's a win for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, and it's almost the last 3 minutes. There was almost a distraction from the rest of the game. It took forever. First of all, and there's a lot of, just a lot of sort of penalties, and Edmonton drove down the field well, but Ticats are in prevent defense. You have a 3-score game that gets beaten down to a 1-score game by the end of it all. So kind of, to look back into the rest of the game from before, I mean, the Ticats have changed, and they needed to. They had a long list of things they had to change, and they're well on their way towards looking like a football team who can make a run at this season. And James Butler, I mean, that his game tonight, that is sort of a microcosm of what this team has done. They've taken a run game that was effectively meaningless. In Montreal, you got 9 carries for negligible yards, 0 impacts on the game, to tonight where James Butler is dominant out there and scoring a touchdown, moving the ball down the field in massive chunks. Matt Schultz, great throws. The Ticats protected the football very well today. But Matt Schultz, that's the biggest question mark as the Ticats are going to travel back east to Hamilton. Boy, what is his health going to look like, and how's that going to shape up in the season? And in conjunction with that, of course, you have Taylor Powell, who came in, and man, you just can't ask any more of a young quarterback coming in unannounced to a lineup.
All right, Luke, you and I are going to join Andy and Bubba. We're going to unpack this game a lot more. The final score: Tiger Cats beat the Elks 37-29. Tiger Cats postgame with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantus is coming up next. For our producer, Jake Varco, our statistician, Jeff Giardat, our operator, Michael Steyer, and for Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.